All right, everybody, welcome. Making sure we're going live. Trying to make sure this thing's going live for me on Facebook. It looks like it's not, so just sit tight for a second, okay? Find my stream. There I am. Okay. See if we're live. Come on, where am I? There we go. It looks like it's not, so just sit tight for a second, okay? I know you can hear me double, and that's because I'm just making sure that we're live on TikTok. So let me get in, let's get this up. See if we're live. Okay, let me get up here and fix this. Get you guys settled. There we go. As you know, it's been a while. There we are. I know you can hear me double. Okay. I'm just making sure that we're live on TikTok. So let me get in. I'm going to wave at myself. Make sure we're online. Okay. Make sure you got me. Okay. Make sure you guys got me. I'm going to wave at myself. Because there is a delay on here. There we are. I know you can hear me double. Okay. I'm going to wave at myself. Okay, we're on. All right, let me get this position better on this side so I can fit in TikTok. All right, everybody, let me get TikTok started and we'll get going. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me get TikTok started and we'll get going here. Hang on.
Ever wondered how surgeons replace an entire hip joint? Total hip replacement surgery begins with an...
Yeah, replace this. How's everybody doing? Okay. It's been a while. I have had so much to do. It's not even funny. Let me set up my live stream here. Don't like the rows. Get rid of that. Anyway, it's good to see everybody. I've got some stuff to catch up on. I've got some stuff to do. I'm going to go with something nice and easy tonight. Let's go with TikTok. Let's see TikTok. I don't want that. Don't want that. Yeah, I'll go for the ice cream. I think I'll go for... No, I don't want to go for that. Let me go for this. Chirpy birds. We like the chirping birds. We're going for the chirping birds. Or maybe not. I can't decide what I want. There's like 1,000 gifts in here. No, it's like 100. Nobody ever gives on a Sunday anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So we're just going to go for it. I'm going to go. Yeah, puppy kisses. We'll stick with puppy kisses. At least if I get enough of those, I can make a few bucks off of that if I get it. Okay, go. Glue it up there, and we're ready to go. All right, so we're going to go live on TikTok, and we're getting ready to go live. Make sure my volume's up. All right, so I'll show you guys what we got. And I got those candy Christmas lights, but they're like the green is darker, so we don't care about that, you know. I'm going to bring the vacation house over in a minute here. Had to make some changes to how I do things in here. Where am I at? 10-foot cords. Okay. Yeah, I had to make some changes because, I just knocked you over. I'm sorry. I'll pick you up a second. Trying to get this thing organized. Okay. Just dropped you on your face. It's all good. All right. There I go. Let me get set up over here. All right, I'm pushing the button on TikTok and away we go. I hate when it does this. Don't like to drop you guys. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me get TikTok up. Something wet just spilled on me. Don't know what that was. Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome. Hello, TikTok. Hello, everybody. Good to see everybody out. Oh, we got a double on this. I hate when it does that. Okay. Make sure I got my gift set up and didn't switch me. You know what I forgot to do, you guys? Well, we'll just have to leave it alone. I'm not going to change it. All right, welcome, everybody. It's good to see you all. And it's been a while. I have had so much to do. Didn't know which way to jump. It's been incredibly busy. This is the first day I really had a day where I could actually sit around. The only thing I had to do was go to the store today. So it's just been busy, very stressful. And yeah. So I'll show you what we got. Remember, we had to get those Christmas light things, those Christmas light candy things for the main house, right? Well, I ordered them. I can't say from where because TikTok doesn't like that. So I ordered them from an online place. Hi, Timothy. Hello, everybody. And the only thing that's different on these is that the green is darker than the green that we had on the house originally. But we're going to go for it anyway. Okay, so tonight we're going to finish off putting the Christmas lights around the house. And we can even use these when we get done on Cousin Eddy's trailer. We can hang lights all over it, because it is. Hi, Kathy. Miss Shirley, how you doing? So welcome to TikTok. So let me go get the main house and we'll put the lights on there, okay? I did buy some now for Cousin Eddy's trailer. We now have brown frosting. Okay, so we can make the rest Cousin Eddy's trailer better. So I did get brown frosting. And then we have some more extra white frosting. Good to see everybody. Welcome. No tarot card readings tonight, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for you. I did have to buy this other thing too, because I reset my tarot card stuff the way I do it, and now I can't take stuff off of the other tray, so I had to replace the tray. Let me go get the house, okay? Let me put this up. There we go. There's our stand. Let me get the house, and we'll get the rest of these Christmas lights on. And the house has turned out really cute, by the way. Really, really cute. If I don't drop it, it'll be a miracle. There we go. Oops, I dropped it. Just kidding. I did find a small hole in there where it didn't connect. I'll have to get some frosting later on and fix that. Okay. You know what was weird about this house? I noticed it after the fact was that no chimney came with it. The house has no chimney. So that was something I noticed right away with this house. Okay. So for you guys that are out there keeping track, keeping score, as you can see, the front of it, it's adorable. Look what this thing looks like. It's absolutely adorable. See it? But what we're missing is lights on the sides of the house here, around the back of it, and around this little part of the house. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna put the lights on. All right. Like I said, the green lights that came with that I have now aren't as light as the ones that are on it, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay in the end. But this has been a nice day. No stress. I've been so stressed out, and it was nice to have a day with no stress. And for you guys missing the closing Olympic ceremonies, I'm sorry. They were really good, by the way. Now I got to call Peacock and cancel my subscription because I only got Peacock so I can watch the Olympics live. But I'm thinking about it. It's like if I spend $10, $27, I get to watch I was going to say Oakland A's, my Sacramento A's games here. Because A, I can't afford to go to a game, and B, anybody that's been out to what I call Rivercat Stadium, and I've been out there before when the A's were Rivercats, there's no shade in that stadium, and there's no way in hell I'm going out there in the summer to do baseball or anything like that. I refuse because it's just too cold. I mean, too hot out there. So my only alternative is to watch them on TV, and here they are practically in my backyard. So here's the lights, and I'll show you. Let me get these bad boys open. Probably open it up, they'll go spraying everywhere because that's how these things work. But this house has turned out really cute, and oh, really? You're sealed all the way down the side. How nice of you. Oh, thanks, packing people. Well, it wasn't about to come apart. You'd think it would just pop apart. No, of course not. Might have to get Mr. Scissors. Oh, yeah, and I've got my new, I want to show you guys. See, I got my new, see, it says Aloha. I got my new thing. You know what? Why isn't this thing right? Did this not take from what I just did? Hang on. No, it did not mirror the camera. Okay. All right, there we go. See, it says Aloha. From my friends Pat and Tim over there. Over there on Book of Face, my friends Pat and Tim. Aloha. Thank you for Christmas. Hi, Timothy. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Debbie. Hi to whoever else is on. Okay. So here they are. Like I said, the green. Well, thank God they're the same height. They're a little different. They're a little different size too. They're not quite as wide as these lights up here, but that's what they are. Different design, kind of smaller, but we'll live. It's like anybody else. You buy your lights aftermarket, and this is what happens, right? So let me. I'm going to twist this towards you guys, so you can see this edge. Okay, I'm going to try and fix this Like you can see things on, you guys can see this edge. Whoa, don't fall. Falls, I'll be very unhappy. So again, these are a little smaller. You know, you're not going to get an exact match. I mean, when you get these kits, you're looking to get any kind of match at all, especially if you're doing something aftermarket like I did. So these lights are a little smaller, but I'll try to stay in the same order that they were put on here. And we'll get these lights on, then I'll turn it and show you. So here we go. Let's start the project. It's been a long time, hasn't it? It's been a really long time since we've done this project. So it looks like the red, yellow. I'm trying to make sure I match it as much as I can. Red, yellow, and green. This one up there I went backwards for some reason, but we're going to stay with whatever the order is. So here's a red. Get a nice glob on the end here. And we're going to put a yellow right here. But as you can see, this house looks really good. I mean, it's really cute. It's turned out really cute. Okay. So we're going to get yellow. So I'm going to probably pour some of these out. It's going to be like a huge mess. That's how life is. There we go. Okay. And again, they're not quite the same size. They're smaller, but we'll make do because it's what we do, right? See that up there is red, green, and yellow where I made changes to it, but we're going to stay with what we're doing on the bottom here. My shaky hands. It's not too bad. They're just a little tad smaller than what we had. Okay, now we're going to go green. We're going to stay with that lineup up there. Red, yellow, green, and blue. And the blue's a little deeper too. So here's our green. One light time. I think you guys will like this when it's done. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Everybody have a good weekend? We'll just say my week was interesting. So I need red, green, blue. Okay. My last 2 weeks have been interesting. That's the word for it. Interesting. That's the only word I'll use. It's amazing how my time gets eaten up like it does. And, you know, you guys know I work nights, and it's a lot of my issues is sometimes I can get up early without any problems. Sometimes I don't wake up till 10 or 11. And then, you know, I got to medicate, take breakfast, make phone calls, you know, do things after I wake up. And if I end up having to run errands and stuff, then I'm up for the afternoon just in time to come home, make my dinner at 2 or 3 o'clock, you know, in the afternoon, make my afternoon meal, and then crash for an hour or an hour and a half or whatever it is, so that I can do my psychic work and do my show at night. So it gets to the point where time goes so fast, I just don't have time to do everything. Because then I'm working until 10 or 11 at night. So, okay, so we want yellow. Yellow, green, and blue. Oh, I see the sequence. Okay. So that's what happens. It gets to that point. And so that's where it's been. The last 3 weeks has been just nuts. Every day I'm out doing something, and I don't have time to take care of other stuff. Then the dog's being finicky with her food, so we're going through this where she doesn't want it. She eats her food, but then she'll only eat it so far and not eat the rest. So I got to figure out what's going on with the dog food. This happens. You know, it's not something that is regular. This happens like every few months, where she gets tired of her dog food, and so we're going through that now. So I got to figure out. I know she ate some of my honey chicken today, which she's probably not supposed to have, but that's what she wanted, so I gave her some honey chicken. So there's nothing wrong with her appetite. So we'll see how it goes. I'll figure it out. I always do with her. She's very spoiled. A lot more spoiled than a lot of people's dogs, but she deserves it. Okay. But the night show on TikTok is going really well, and I'm real excited about it. That's a blue one. So it does. It goes red, yellow, green, blue, right? red, yellow, green, blue. Oh, what am I doing here? So I did that already. So I'm going to have to, I did the wrong colors. Hang on. So I got a red, yellow, green, blue, which is what I got right here. So now I have to do another red. Okay. So it's going to be red, green. I kind of moved the colors around. I changed them when I came around the corner. So we want red, green. Yeah, so we want to go red, green. But it's good to see everybody. So let's move the green over here. Good to be back. Hopefully, this week looks like a slow week for me. So as far as errands, so I'll probably be back tomorrow to do some more on this. Do some more on this project. Okay, so we went red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, green, blue, and then we went red. That's what I did. That's where I messed up. So I'll be back. I'll be able to do this tomorrow afternoon. Try and get on that schedule. But like I said, it's been really tough. I've been so busy. It's amazing how busy I was. But I hope everybody's had a good weekend. Some people said they're doing President's Day tomorrow. Although the holiday was last week. There we go. Then we're going to go back with red, yellow. Right, because then we're going to go back. Now this one goes to green. So we'll go to green next. And I can add them a little closer together because I have more. I mean, that's what makes it nice about this. So I hope everybody's having a good time, Be on for an hour or so tonight, maybe 2 hours. We'll see how it goes. I would love to get all these lights on this house. And then we can use these little lights on Cousin Eddie's trailer to add more decoration for Cousin Eddie. And remember, over there on the other two networks, you will, hi everybody, hi Joy. You will get switched off and then back on because they will do like a fit, like a system check. So they'll switch you guys off. Who I got over here? I got Joy over here. Hey, Miss Robin. Welcome. We've got Joy. We've got Miss Robin over here. Okay, now we can start going in order here with the red, yellow. Start getting these things back in order. Miss Robin actually, for Christmas, because I requested some card holders, plastic card holders, like you would have for like baseball cards, card display holders. And that was one of my requests for Christmas on my Amazon list. And she got them for me. And that's why I've had to change, like from the, keep that other tray separate because I've got the card holders on that other tray. Because one of the chief complaints from my agency was that when I was doing my card readings, I was looking down too much to read. So I thought of the card holders, and it works really good to where I've got the card at a height. So it's like right next to my phone, kind of like the cue cards, like cue cards you use for movies and like news reports, news and stuff. So I've set it up like almost like a news report, cue card. And okay, so what do we got? Red, green, yellow, and blue. Okay, we'll set it. And so that's how I set up. So that's why I had to order another one of these trays from Amazon. So that this will be primarily for crafts. Give you an idea, I've been so busy that not only did I not touch these, somebody bought me this gorgeous a lit black rose, two lit black roses that sit under glass, kind of like the rose in Beauty and the Beast. I got lucky, this room's not damp. This room is hot, so I think that's part of it. Because the last time I built all these, I was able to keep them for almost 2 years before they finally completely dried out and fell apart. So I've been very lucky in here because there's no dampness. I've got the windows covered in here because of my photography. So there's dark drapes over the windows and everything, the blackout drapes for my photography. So, okay, then we got blue and red again. So that's how pretty much, it's been a miracle. Now this one's edible. Usually when I build them because they're broken or something, I'm using super glue and I'm using other stuff on them. And you can't eat it. But this one, if I wanted to do it, you could eat this one. Cousin Eddie's trailer, same thing. So this is time consuming, you guys. So that's why, like I said, well, we get to Cousin Eddie's tonight and start rolling on that one. Okay, so we got yellow and I have blue. Putting these little darlings on. What's nice is even though those are bigger on the top, you can hardly tell there's a difference. But think of it this way. I mean, look, I look at the front of my house and I've got like 4 different light browns running out there, So it's the same thing as running a bunch of light browns around, different light browns in front of your house and the bushes and stuff. This was a great house. I can't wait. Next year we're going to do it again. And I really enjoyed building this house. I can honestly say that I had a lot of fun. Well, once I figured out, the different techniques to do in this house, I really had fun with it. For a while there, I thought it was the biggest pain in the rear. But like I said, once I got used to it, the house is a fun build. Hey, Yukti. Yeah, I forgot to change the title of the show, guys. I'm sorry. By the time I realized that we were already on the air over on the other network, so it's too late to change it. Besides, I have to have a break from doing readings. Hi, Maria. How's it going on? This is what we do on our nights off. We build things. That was an error because this thing didn't go in all the way. Well, I could put it right under there. Maybe, what? I'm going to try something. If it collapses, yeah, I'll put it right there. That's what we'll do. We'll just put it under that. Well, maybe not. See if I can get it to fit underneath. Because I ended up having an edge on there and I shouldn't have. But like I said, it's been a lot of stress this week. Really busy. Now the dog's eating is weird. She's in one of her moods. She goes through this every few months where she gets tired of what she's eating and she's not going to do it no matter what I do. So I'm going to have to find alternative food for her because that's coming, I can tell. However, when I was eating my Chinese food, because my friend brought me Chinese. When I was eating my Chinese food tonight, she wanted the chicken from it. So it's just a game. The dog's just being the dog. All right, so I'm going to start this pattern with the green. So we're going to go blue, red, green, yellow. Yeah, I'm going to stay with the pattern. Now will be pretty much on the pattern that's on the side there. As soon as I get this part done, I'll turn it around because I got to do this side anyway, so you guys will see it. Okay, so let me get some yellow going here. Right, we're green. It's green and then yellow. I've been wanting to try these out and see what they taste like for a week now, but I've been behaving myself. And I did go to dinner for my birthday, and we ended up with like a chocolate mousse. So the other night I bought a little 2-pack of ho-hos, and I should have taken a video. I bought a little 2-pack of ho-hos, and I put a candle in it. That's where it's at. I'm getting to that age where, like James Garner said in that movie, just light the damn thing on fire. How many candles do you want? Just light it on fire. That's where I'm at. But I'm finally taking Christmas down in my front. And as like I said, I've been busy. I mean, every time I get up, something else comes up and I have to divert from what I originally planned. So that's starting to go down. I got to cut my lawn this coming weekend and start thinking spring. I'm thinking spring. Because the time is going to change in March. So we're back to the time change. And I think if I read it right, am I reading that right? Anybody know? I thought it said we're not going forward an hour, we're going forward a half hour. That's what I thought it said. I could be wrong. Yeah, I usually am. But I thought I read that it's going forward a half hour instead of an hour. So I don't know. I'm just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Then I have to laugh. I have a friend that I follow on TikTok who bought a house up in the mountains. He grew up in Ohio. He bought a house up, I don't know, somewhere in the mountains. And he's been snowed out twice already this season. And over the weekend, and I'm not making fun of him, God bless him for being up there, but he ended up driving through almost a whiteout condition to get to his apartment in San Francisco for the weekend because his house had, the power had completely shut down. So he wasn't going to have power for a couple of days. So he just decided to hop in his car, which isn't 4-wheel drive. It's a Subaru. Hop in his car and drive back down the hill. God bless him. The video he showed, one time I was going to a concert, taking my concert to a friend. I was driving her car, and we were heading up there, and the snowstorm like this hit. And sorry, my hair has to be cut. And she was adamant not to put chains on the car. My car wasn't running because I have an all-wheel drive SUV. And we ended up having to put chains on the car. Whiteout conditions, never got to the concert because it took too long to get up the hill. And she was really real mad at me over it. Like it was my fault that we couldn't get up the hill because of the weather. But this is what he was driving home. And the weird thing is that I guess he lives like 2 miles from the freeway. And it took him, he said, over almost 30 to 45 minutes to get to the freeway. That's how messed up the weather was. And I don't want to laugh, but I think it's funny as heck. Because, you get what you sign up for. You want to move up there? I mean, this is what's going to happen if you move up there right? Like that. You're just asking for it. And what I didn't know about is contracts. Because I've always followed those guys that do snow removal on TikTok. There's a couple that I follow. They do snow removal back east. I didn't know there were contracts that people could sign up with these guys and pay a yearly fee because they'll do yard clean, tree clearing and stuff. But I didn't know there were like contracts for these guys. And he got a contract, and I guess the guy that clears his property didn't show up, so he couldn't get his car out of his driveway. So he wasn't a very happy camper. All right, so I got blue here. We're going to go green, and I'm going to make the turn, okay? I'm going to make the turn on the corner, and we'll start the other side there. But yeah, so he's under a contract. The guy never showed up. So I guess he gave this other guy that was plowing for his other neighbors, he gave him extra money to have him plow out for him so he could get his car out. But it's not like I'm laughing at him. I'm just saying that it's humorous because he grew up in Ohio too. So, I mean, should be aware of these things. That's what's going to happen when it comes to this stuff. Okay, so that's okay. So we want to go from blue, we're going to green. So let's go to green. I should put a green right on the corner there. See if I can do it without knocking the tree over. And then I can make the turn. It's looking pretty cool, I'll tell you. Looking pretty cool. And yes, you guys can see before I start the back. Anyway, so I hate to laugh because I mean it's rude to laugh at somebody else's misfortune, but I don't know. I mean, you buy up in that kind of country, and that's what's going to happen. So just like when we had our house up north, even though it didn't snow a lot, at the house we had, it still snowed. It snowed like twice a year. But you had to get past Mount Shasta. Like we had to get past Mount Shasta to get up to our house. And it's just craziness. So we still had to drive through the real heavy snow to get up to our house. And then we get like maybe an inch and we were lucky at the house. I don't want to knock this tree over. So we're going to go on the outside on that because I don't want to knock the tree over. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. All right, I'm going to switch it off to the right now. I'm going to switch it off to the left. So I'll try to show you guys if I can. I don't want to drop any of this because that would suck. See where I put them on the end of the house now? I don't want to like peel anything off. See where I put it on the end? See that? So we now have lights up there. Pretty cool, huh? So now I'm starting this side. This one will take longer because I'm going to do the whole back of the house. Okay. And see, I have space in between here. I'm going to have to go in there and caulk it up. I'll caulk that space up. So it'll be better. But anyway, okay, so I'm at green now. So I got to put yellow. Okay. See where I'm at. This house is adorable. But anyway, I'm not like making fun of him because, you know, it is what it is. But but it's interesting to hear him talk about, you know, he's doing posts almost every day about it, about living up there. And yeah, again, been there, done that. I mean, I've been in that house up north when it's cold and the power shut off, and it's just freezing up there, north of Mount Shasta, you know. So, do I have a big ridge here? Try to decide whether I should go on the. I think I'll go on the outside on this one, because there's nothing to match it up with, and so that way it won't look funny if they're kind of hanging out and out. But this is what we were waiting on to finish this house off. We were waiting on these things, these candy things. I'm just going to put these on the outside part. That way we'll just leave it that way. Okay, so we got yellow. We're going to go blue. But it is, today was stress-free, except for the dog not eating right. Yeah, it's not like she doesn't eat. I mean, she ate the majority of her food. She left like half a cup of food that she didn't want to eat. And then I'm noticing she's hungry. She's walking over there and sniffing it, and it's a pattern, and she doesn't want to eat it because she's tired of that food. And I swear it was different because usually when I get her food, her pedigree, usually it doesn't have vegetables in it. Usually it's just straight dog food. This had veggies in it, and she does not like veggies. So I was wondering if she was even going to tolerate it. And apparently she's had enough. She's definitely, now my other Kelpie that I had, Pepper, my mom's dog, that dog would eat carrot after carrot after carrot. This one, you wave a carrot in front of her, she takes off. She will not tolerate it. The other day she ate some banana, she won't eat it now. So I don't know what her trip is with bananas now. So just in case she's got a bad tummy, and this is something that people are told to do, I'm going to withhold food from her tomorrow and then have her eat on Tuesday. And maybe her stomach's upset, so I'm just going to withhold for one day and see if that works. Till I figure something out. I mean, like I said, I stood up to change the TV channel, the remote fell. I got back up and the dog was eating my honey chicken off my plate. So, oh, we have orange lights in here too. I just noticed. Okay, so we're red, yellow, and blue. We're in the green. And a red. Okay. We have orange lights on the front? No, we don't, huh? Just those colors. Okay. So we need a green and a red. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, we do have orange lights. Wish we could put those on Cousin Eddy's trailer when the time comes. And my neighbor next door, the guys help me out a lot because they know I'm disabled. Like when some of my flamingos blew over, they went over there, picked them up for me and stuff. They're really good about stuff. They help me with Halloween, and they're going to help me put some light bulbs in here and stuff. And I'm out of the car one day, and I get out of my car. He walks over, and I thought, uh-oh, you know, what do you want? We also have neighbors that are Karens as well. And he goes, I got something for you for Christmas, and get a chance to give it to you. And I thought, okay. So he knows because he checks it on TikTok and different places that I do gingerbread houses. So he bought me a gingerbread house for Christmas, a gingerbread house kit. So what that means for us is that since we didn't do the Valentine's Day one, we now have an Easter house that we can build. And that means we have maybe make a 4th of July house. You know, that's a possibility. But we have two instead of the one I bought. So yeah, so it was very sweet. Very, very sweet of him to buy me, you know, to buy me the gingerbread house. And like I said, we still have to put together. We'll do it when I get a second in my life. Get caught up with this stuff. We'll be putting together that black rose and under glass thing, the light up black rose. So we'll be putting that together. Well, I see Kathy's, and I got 7 of you watching me over there, and like 2 of you over here. I also want to get back to reading our book on Sundays, or our scary books. It's just been that I've gotten so busy. Like on Sundays is the day for me to go run errands to buy stuff at the store for food and stuff. And by the time I get back, it's shot. Just like the weekends are the days that I do my private readings. So depending on what I have going on, like next weekend I've got 2 readings scheduled. So whether they're both going to fall on Saturday or fall on Saturday and Sunday, that's gonna I'm covered. Yeah, I'll take the neighbor. Yeah, the neighbor is very helpful. They're very sweet. In fact, where am I at? I got lost on my order here. Okay, blue, red. I just changed color order, didn't I? It should have been blue, red. Yeah, I put it backwards. So let me put the red one on there. The leaves in the driveway, the leaves at the end of the driveway and the gutter, he went ahead and did them for me. So I didn't have to do them. So, I mean, he's really good. He's real sweet. Yeah, he went ahead and did the leaves of my gutter. Put them all up and put them away and everything for me. Which I was going to do anyway, but I was having a bad back week with my neuropathy. So he did. I walked out there and they were done. Very sweet. Okay, now I know I'm in the correct order. So we got blue, green, red. Blue, green, red, yellow, blue, green. Okay, yeah. Okay, now we're done. So yeah, he got those for me. So very sweet, very sweet young kid. I wouldn't say he's a young kid, but he's younger, probably in his 30s. So very sweet. They're always looking out for me, these neighbors, because they know. Okay, so now we need. So I got blue, red, green. Blue, red, green, yellow. Okay. Both sides of my neighbors are okay. The other side with the family, they're nice too. But these guys over here, the single guys, are nice. It's always how you doing, how you been feeling, what's been going on, and all that stuff. So people looking out for me. And then my producer was over last week. We went to dinner last week, and she got her ribs hurt. She's probably watching tonight. Hi, Marcy. She got her ribs hurt, and she was going to help me with the Christmas lights, out front, with my walkway lights to get those down. She was going to help me, but she hurt too much, so that's fine too. Blue, okay, but that's fine. So something counts. All right, so I'm going to start the upper part of this one in the back here. But tomorrow I'll get my flamingos up, and at that point, once I get the cords up, I can cut my lawn. My lawn's going, but it's been raining, so I can't. I have an electric lawnmower, so I don't need a haircut that bad. Go out there and my hair is all frizzy. You know what I mean? I'll wash the electric lawnmower out there. That or I'll weed eat it. But I can start moving the other walkway lights out. It is dark out there at night. So everybody liked the Olympics? That was pretty cool. Had some cool stuff going on for the Olympics. Lindsey Vonn, her leg problems. I hope she is able to keep her leg, because that would be really upsetting. Really upsetting. Okay, so I'm going to start the top of the house now. The top floor here, and it looks like I'm going red, green, yellow, blue, green, and red again. So I got to put a green right there and start going across. The only issue I had with this was that I did the snow flocking, and I know what happened was that the frosting has issues sticking to the sugar. The white sugar that's on there, it has issues. So we'll see if I have to go underneath or I can stay on the sides on this, because some of this lagged over. So we'll see. We're about to find out. See if we can get a good, maybe make it here better. So we gotta go red, green. Okay. So I'll put a green right here if it sticks. Well, it might stick. Who knows? Maybe the frosting gods are smiling down upon me. And I have a palm tree in my front too, and it likes to shed itself, and it did a good job this last time. Back when my producer came over, I had palm fronds all over my front yard. My producer came over and picked up the palm fronds for me and moved them. So that was nice. Since I'm not doing the orange ones, I want to see how these taste. I kind of figured they might be like sweet tarts. I don't know. They don't taste like anything to me. Oh, there it is. Well, it's definitely not orange flavored. It tastes like sugar, just like powdered sugar. Well, that was a big fat disappointment. Hoping they'd be nicely flavored, but they're not. So spring's arriving. I have to shift gears into my Aloha mode, and we'll get things going for that. But right now, the front yard is my priority starting today, at least as far as today went. Today was the priority for the front yard to get that started. This is already slipping off. I knew it would because of the stupid sugar. It may work, though. I promise not to cuss if it falls off. I think a big enough glob will work. But we always get a big storm right after Christmas, right after New Year's. And this wasn't as bad as the ones we've had in the past, where I remember driving home. I went to the movies with my producer one night, and the big storm hit. And as I'm driving home, I can't say what direction you're talking about. As I'm driving towards the house and passing all these busy streets, all the power's going off. So as I'm driving, looking out the window, all the power is blinking off as I'm driving. So by the time I got home, there's no power. The only thing that saves us here is that Kaiser Hospital is like 4 blocks away, 4 or 5 blocks. So we're on their power grid. And what does that mean? That means when the power goes off, there's prioritizing to get it back on, because Kaiser Hospital, even though they have their own generators, Kaiser Hospital has to be on. So ours comes on usually before anybody else's does, because we're on that grid. Just like if you happen to live near a police station or a fire station, because they have to have power for the radios and stuff, that's going to get priority too, to make sure, to get the power back on. I learned that when I was a newspaper reporter in Woodland, because we were on the same grid as the police station in Woodland. So when the power would go off at the newspaper, it would be on as soon as PG&E could get it turned on, because we were on the same grid as the police station. But that's what's going on here with Kaiser. But I'll be in. That's why I think I'll be able to do this a little more this week, because I'll be in. I don't see myself. The only thing I see myself having to go out and do this week is to maybe get some extra food for the dog, her canned food. Other than that, I'm going to be in the house a week, so I should be able to get to this easier to do. It'll be easier for me to get to this. When I'm in and out, that is hard. Like tonight, I won't even break this down. I'll just leave it where it's at because I figure I'll be back here around 2 o'clock tomorrow to work on it. And I'm going to start buying Easter stuff for the other house that we're doing. Did you know there's peep candles? I was over at the dollar store today, looking around. Was it a dollar store? Where else was I? Oh yeah. Okay, I was over at Costco too, but I was over at the dollar store. They've got candles that smell like peeps. Whatever grabs you, you know what I mean? But they're selling candles that smell like Easter peeps, and they're good size. I wouldn't take it. I don't like peeps, but I'm just saying. If you like peeps, you're into peeps, then they've got them. No, I just had a ball because I hadn't been in Costco in a long time, and so I renewed yesterday or Friday. I renewed my membership at Costco. I was on a scooter. I drove all over the place. Yeah, I was looking for veggie burgers and stuff, but they didn't have any. But I mean, it was just a ball driving through. The thing that I found the funniest at Costco was there was this gentleman there with his wife, and she wasn't the nicest wife in the world because she was on him all the time. The poor guy couldn't look at anything. Yeah, he kept nodding, yes, honey, yes, honey. Anyway, so I go down to where they have the stuff like where the couches are and stuff, and the outdoor decorations and all that. And I see him, and they have a spa there. Where am I at? I'm at red. Okay, red, green, yellow. Okay, let me put these in order so I'm not confused. Anyway, so they had a spa there. You know, one of those spas that you go in and sit aside, jacuzzi or whatever they call them, steam room, whatever the hell it's called. And I go in there and I'm turning around the corner and I see the door shut of the steam room. And I thought, okay, so I get closer. He's in there hiding from her. I thought that was the funniest thing. And as I went around, he really gave me a look like, oh God, don't tell her. I gave him a thumbs up as I went around. But he was in there hiding from her. He put himself in there to hide. Because it was beveled. So there's only one little spot where you can see who's in there. He got beveled. It was beveled and he was hiding from her. Did we have to block somebody? Who'd we block? Somebody named Denise got blocked. Trolls, can't you ever back off ever? But yeah, he locked himself. It was quite funny. He locked himself away, so she couldn't find him. I think it took about 15 minutes for her to find him actually at the store. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. Okay, what's wrong with this picture? Hang on. I got red or yellow. That's what. Okay, I see what I'm doing. But it was funny. And the way he looked at me was like, oh my God, don't tell her. I just went, okay, I won't. I'm good. I see what's going on. No problem. But you look at prices on stuff now, and it's like, I had this 7-man tent, which got left up at our house up in Northern California. It's gone forever now. But I remember buying that for I think at that time it was $70 at Wally World. And I remember buying that tent. Man, the same tent, well, probably a better quality tent, but the same size tent over Costco was like $278. I about fell on the floor. You know? As it is, I've got a deal going right now for advertising for a SUV tent. Maybe if things work out this summer, and I can get the SUV tent, we can do some. I won't sleep on the ground. It's not going to happen. I'll sleep in my car, but we can use it for dinner, for making meals and stuff in there. But to get an SUV tent would be nice. We'll see. We'll see if I can get a sponsor for one. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen. Between now and next week, you never know what's going to happen. Things can change so rapidly. Which is what I try to tell people when I do readings for them. That the readings are never etched in stone because we don't know what's going to happen. The universe is in such flux now between normal stuff and politics and whoever else has plans for us all. The universe is like this right now. So things can change on a dime. Am I relaxing? You betcha. This kind of thing relaxes me. Always has. I also hear a rumor from one of my producers that there's actually a Disneyland Haunted Mansion Lego that's out on the market. And I'm getting lost here. So we got red, green, yellow, blue, another green. Okay. Anyway, I'm hearing a rumor from one of my producers that she's trying. It is funny, yeah. Here he was hiding from her. That she's trying to pick me up a Lego Haunted Mansion. So we'll see. Get some grooving and ghost going. But yeah, Debbie, it was the funniest thing. And I didn't say nothing. I just looked at him, smiled, and gave him a thumbs up. You see all kinds of things at Costco. They don't have all their camping stuff out. They're just shifting over from winter. They're just starting to get their spring up. Their garden stuff's down. I'm always looking for stuff like palm tree stuff and walkway lights. I have these real cool walkway lights I got at Walmart. I had to buy them individually. Some idiot in my neighborhood kicked 3 of them over. And now if I go in to get them, and this is what sucks about it, if I go in to get the lights now, hang on. Where am I at? Red, green, yellow, blue, green, red, green, yellow. Okay. Right, red, green, yellow, blue, green, red. Yeah. I'm getting confused. Yeah, I can't find the same lights this year. So it's either go with what I have or hope that they get a different, because these lights were really strong for the walkway. I like them. And I need like 8 of them. And I just have to see what Costco gets in, because the original set I had that were really nice were from Costco. But they haven't got them in yet. The other thing I like that I like, but it's $54, and it doesn't look very big. It's like, because I have a room off to my right where I put my stuff outside for my Aloha, and it'd be nice to cover that up with something. I had like some fake plants out there for a while, and they have this grass greenery stuff that stretches out that has white lights in it. I don't know how big it is though, and for $54, it would be nice if it was bigger. But I'm looking at that for my yard. So for the back, if it's big enough, because I have to cover up like maybe a 10-foot spot back there. So anyway, as I start gearing up for Aloha season. Okay, all right, so I'm on the right track here. But Costco did not disappoint. I was cruising around Costco. They had their freebies. There were too many people there that I couldn't get near the freebies. My mother, I used to take her there, and it was funny. My mother thought it was free lunch, and that's what made it fun. I would take her, and she'd sit on her walker or her wheelchair, whatever I had her in, and be pushing her around. And she thought it was great that they would give her the sample. She thought it was free lunch. So she'd show us. So we would go every Friday. Every Friday was free lunch day. Okay, so I need to put a green in, huh, dummy? But that was my mom. And it was weird. It was kind of a melancholy trip coming out, because there were times when I had to just run in for an item, and my mother would stay in the car and wait for me to come back out, because it was just something like I had to run and pick up my contacts or something, so she would wait patiently when people watch. And when I was coming off the car, it was weird, because as I came around the passenger side, I thought she'd be sitting there. It was kind of weird, Kind of like a throwback thought back to, back to 2017 when we used to do that together and stuff. But I'm good. Okay, so we're at red, we're at green. Now we have yellow. Oh, I like the new apron. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Tim. I love the new apron. As my dad would say, I haven't christened it yet, like the flamingo one has a spot on it, which I have to wash. This one hasn't been christened yet. Okay, so we're going blue. So I'll be able to turn this to show you guys because you'll see that other edge that I did because I have to do this side here. And once that side's done, other than doing the fill-in stuff, this thing is done. We finished off the vacation house. But again, you know what was weird? No chimney. Then we can get to Cousin Eddy. So we got yellow, we're putting blue on the end right there, huh? Okay. Okay, so we're going to put the blue on the end. But I'll be back at Costco this week sometime to get water and stuff. I really was hoping that because they used to carry the veggie burgers that I ate, but they don't carry them anymore. So I was really hoping to get some. All they carry are turkey burgers that have spices in there, which isn't going to do me any good because spices mean salt, that kind of thing for me. And they have chicken patties, which I'm not into chicken sandwiches all that much. I do like the fish patties, though, when I can get them. The salmon patties. Those are quite good. That's one thing I miss from not fishing all the time. I go fishing, but not like I used to. And I used to go almost every night, and I'd come back with 3 or 4 catfish. And I'd be living on catfish for like a year. All right, so I'm going to flip this around to this side. We're almost done with putting these lights on. And maybe you guys will be able to see this when I flip it. Without knocking it all over. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys can see where I put them. See how cool that is? Look at that. We did the whole side. Isn't that cool? I'll kind of shove it at you because you guys can kind of see them over there. So we've almost got this. So let me get them on this end over here, and then we'll be able to shift to Cousin Eddy's trailer. That's what it is right there. But that's primarily what we were waiting on for this, was to get more of these lights so we could finish that job off. I do want to get this for next year again. I think this was really a cool project. I loved it. I loved every second of this project. This one was really cool. And especially now that I know what not to do with it, how to handle it. That hole's not too bad. There's one over here too. It's just enough to put my OCD over the top. Anybody with OCD should not have anybody with OCD. Yeah, you never saw the side of the back. That's why I think the decorations were primarily designed for the front, and that was it. Because you never saw the side of the back of the house. I have a ski in here. There's a Lego ski. So it's really cute. I mean, the outside decorations are perfect on it. And one thing the dog hasn't gone for, and I was surprised. I thought maybe she would try to eat it. And she's never tried to eat it when she's coming to visit. So I don't know. All I know is the dog was really mad at me tonight when I put her in her box so I can come in here. I don't think she wanted to go in there. Normally on a Sunday, I try to get the stuff for you guys done early. And then, I've only got a couple hours working in here, and then I'll go spend the rest of the time with the dog. And I didn't do that today. I flipped the schedule around. So she wasn't very happy about it. Green. So right now she's glaring at me. The only reason why I don't have her in here really is because toothpicks. There's toothpicks on the floor in here because I've been working on not this, but I use it for other stuff. And I don't want her to get toothpicks in her claws. In her paw pads or anything. So I try to keep her out of here. Now, when we do the other shows with the podcast, she hangs out with me in there during the shows. Sometimes she doesn't even come on camera for you guys. JJ, I'm not doing readings tonight. We're here being creative tonight. I didn't change the sign up there. I apologize, you guys. Like I said, by the time I realized I didn't change it, we were already on the air. So that ship had sailed. But now we have this permanent tray, and then the tray will be used primarily for crafts. And remember, we not only have this going on. Like I said, you guys are crooked over there. My friend Monica, before she passed away, she found in the yard sale, she found an intact model, a revamped model of the Millennium Falcon. And it's like this big. So that's a project that's still in the hopper. I have a couple Christmas Legos I haven't done yet. That's because I've been so busy. I've got the rose that somebody got me, which is cool. And I'm hoping and hope that somebody, somewhere along the line, family or somebody, I found an Australian Kelpie Brio set. And it's about the same size as a puppy would be. It's kind of cool. And this one's so intense that you have to put little screws into bricks to make sure it stays together. But that's $79. So I mean, it's a ransom, so there's really no point. But it's just something that I found out there that I didn't even know existed. Until I set up my Amazon wish list. But I have Miss Robin to thank. She got me my freeze-dried cherries, which were really cool for Christmas. Still eating those, still munching on those. She got me the card holders, which I'm going to do a little more with. Oh, you being OCD? Okay. Yeah, this being OCD bites. Like me with the front door, I can't leave my house. I have to go touch my front door like a bazillion times before I'll get in my car and go somewhere. Because I'm trying to make sure my front door stays locked. And I put these on the wrong color. Story of my life. See, I got out of order. Got to take them off. Just realized it. It drives my friend, like when Marisa comes over, it drives her insane. Because blue, green, red, that's what I did wrong. Give me the green. Give me the green back. That's what it was. It needs a red one. Because it'll take me 5 tries, 6 tries to even get away from the front door, because I'll walk over, I'll test it. I'll shake it and test it to make sure it's locked. OCD is no fun. You know what I'm OCD? I was talking about this the other night. These new contacts that I have. I love the new contacts. They're very thin. They're like cellophane. In fact, if you're not careful with them, as you're putting them in, they'll wrap themselves around your fingertip. They're hard to handle. They slide down too fast. Well, once you put them in the little contact keeper, you can't tell they're in there. And that is one of my OCD things, is I will spend 10 minutes staring down with a flashlight into the contact lens keeper, making sure the contact lenses are in there. Or I'll reach in, pull them out, put them back in. And then the little lens keeper thing. The new contacts make me OCD. Really bad. But I've never had contacts that felt like this in my life. I mean, these, you can't even tell they're on. It's wonderful. I thought I had some thin ones last time, but these are awesome. I got 2 ripped ones in. I told you guys that last night. I found out that the right one had been ripped for a while, and the left one ripped. And I'm not doing anything about it. I get new contacts. Everything arrives Friday, but they were due to be thrown out Thursday anyway, because the 60 day, the 30 days was up for them, the monthlies. But I can tell you that both are ripped, little chunk taken out of the side on. I can't feel the rips. That's how good they feel on your eyes. I can't feel the rips at all, which is cool. I love them. Now, I started out way back in the dark ages when contacts were glass, way back in the old days. And I remember they were small compared to what we get now, because these cover the whole front of the eyeball. And what we used to get, they were real small, and they were glass. And boy, could you feel those bad boys, especially with those, because they were just on your eye. That's why years ago you saw a lot of baseball players always wearing plastic glasses when they were out playing in case the contacts popped out. Because you could do it this way, or if you look too fast, they'd pop out. But the ones they make now, fantastic. Especially these, because when she first told me about them, I just thought, okay, whatever, you know. And I've had soft before, but whew, these are wonderful. Spectacular, spectacular. When I saw the doctor having trouble with them, I said, well, you put them in. If they're that soft, I haven't put contacts in like a year. When I saw her having problems putting them in, I knew that they were going to be nice and soft. They're probably as thin, I would say, as cellophane paper. This plastic cellophane, that's how thin they are. Oh, this is turning out nice. We're getting there. And then this will be put away, and then we'll get on the working on the rust and stuff on Cousin Eddie's trailer, because like I said, I have chocolate frosting that I bought. So we need green now. But like I said, if all goes well with my life, if things settle down, then there will be camping. There will be some. If I get that SUV tent, there will be some camping. I won't go up in the middle of nowhere. I'm not that, I have my dog. I mean, my dog's not gonna take anybody coming at me ever. But two women alone out in the wilderness. You know what I mean? Too much can go wrong. So it won't be that kind of camping. But maybe Donner Lake. There's that Donner campground is haunted. And the real frightening thing, that's not so frightening, but sad. For you guys back east, if you know the history about Donner, you know how they were crossing during the spring to come into Sacramento. Or was it the other way around? Anyway, they were crossing the Sierra Nevadas. And when they left, it was spring weather. And when they got there, it was a storm like this one that hit. Only it was like 3 times worse than what's been hitting. And they were starving. And TikTok, don't get mad. When they unalived, okay, they took the unalived and ate them to survive. And so there's a campground there. I guess, whatever structure boat to have a campground where, all this horrible thing took place. But there's been groups, not my team. I've never gone up there, but there's been teams that have gotten EVPs up there, and one of the ones that stands out is one that said, so it's a younger voice, not a little girl, but maybe a teenager or something like that, and she says, "I'm hungry." That's one of the voices that they pick up, and it's sad. It's sad. So, if that starts working out with the RV tent, then maybe we'll get up there and do some EVP work up there. But if I do something like that, it's with the intention of having a lot of respect, for them up there, because it's a sad place. Just like, I don't know if you guys have been watching. I don't know if it's happening over on the other 2 networks, but there's been a couple of people who are doing these AI amusement park things. And I don't mind that. It's just funny to see like how people will design, like dream coasters and things like that. But what gets me with this whole AI concept is they're doing it with the Titanic. They're trying to tell people, thank you for the follow. They're trying to tell people that there's a Titanic ride out there that you can take. So you're on like a lifeboat going through the Titanic, and you see Rose and and all that. And then you hit the iceberg. You see where this is going? And I mean, even though it's fake, thank God, that nobody has done this. I just think it's in poor taste. And I mean, you can't do anything about it, but I just think it's in poor taste because of all the lives that were lost there. So I'm just putting that out there. So if you happen to come across it, it does not exist. They do not have anything like that ever. Universal doesn't have it. Nobody has anything like that. But it is in poor taste, as far as I'm concerned, to the people that have passed away there. And not only them, like those people that were on that Titan sub. I mean, that area has taken a lot of lives. I just think it's in poor taste. Just saying. Did I get this out of? I did get this out of the sequence color. No matter. I'm just going to go with it. So I'm just saying that. Yeah, I just think it's in poor taste. The other thing that kind of bugs me is I know I have friends that have gone to the Titanic Museum, and I get a weird feeling like they were showing this one video of shoes they had gotten off the Titanic that somebody had worn. And I don't know, it gave me just, hi Rachel, there's no readings tonight. It gave me just a weird feeling as well. Okay, so I'm kind of off. I'm going to have to spread these out a little bit. But I got this side done. So let me do a spread on these because maybe I got in too close on these last few here. I'll have to spread them down a little bit, make it work. And then I'll show you the back. And then I'll put it away and we'll get back to Cousin Eddy over there. We'll get Cousin Eddy going. See if I can spread these out just a tad more. But I saw the video and I understand that it's AI and all that, but I just think I just feel like it's in poor taste because of all the lives that were lost on the Titanic. And there were other people that wrote on there too, it's supposed to be humorous and all this because people get to experience that, but yeah, it's just not right. Okay, I gotta put that on there. I think it's tacky. At least the whale ones disappeared. I haven't seen those for a while. There was the one about the whale trainer. It was on both networks that had gotten attacked by this whale, and it was supposed to be on video and stuff, and they had it. And this trainer never existed. It was all AI. And this whale never existed. So those have been disappearing. Okay. All right, we're almost there. Let me see if I'm trying to even this out. I just got to move this red and blue and get them in a good spot, and then I'll have this here. So you guys can take a look at it, and then I'm going to move this thing over, let it dry. And if I decide to do any patchwork on it, I'll just do the patchwork. Because there's some openings that I wasn't aware of that I just found, but that's just me. That's my OCD. That would be my OCD kicking in. Okay, I think we got this. I think I'm moving perfect. All right, so let me show you what we got. Let me push these in real quick. Make sure they're not going to go anywhere once I move this, or while I'm moving it, because that would really burn, All right, guys. So here is the front of the vacation house with all the lights and everything on it. Do this without dumping it over, because wouldn't that suck? Okay, so there is the front of the vacation house with everything on it. Okay, I'll lift it up for you to show you. See, there's the front of the vacation house with everything. Okay, here is the side, the one side of the cave, which, like Pamela's right, you never see the size of the backyard of that house. The only time you kind of see it is on Christmas vacation when he puts the pool in. See, so there's that. We covered that, right? Okay. Hey, Zalondra, what's up? And then we're going to look at that, twist it around the back for you. I'm just trying not to drop this like an idiot. And there's the part you don't see of this house at the back. Trying to get this so nothing tears. So there's the back part. We put all the lights on the back. See that? All the lights are on the back. And then you've got this part of the back of the house on this side. So I don't want to drop you guys. But drop, I'd be so upset. See, so there's the side. So not too bad, not too bad. So I'm going to move this back over where it belongs. And we'll grab Cousin Eddie's trailer and we'll get some stuff going on that tonight. So let's let this go and drop. All right, you guys just reset. So that's part of it. Let me get you back up. Get the chat back up. Okay. You guys just had your hour reset. So there we go. Pamela, check it out. See, there it is. Brand new apron from Pamela. Pamela and Tim. So you'll probably another hour or so you'll have a reset. I have been working hard on that house, and now that I know, like for next year, I'll probably do it again. But now that I know what I did wrong, and the way I should have done it, the way I should have done it, now that I know all that, it's going to be a lot easier to build next year too. But it does look good. I mean, that house looks really, really cool. It turned out so much better. And when we got done with the landscaping, it looks so much better. We also have another house that collapsed on us, and that's Christmas, which we'll probably build at the same time we're doing the Easter house. We can do both at once because I'll have all the parts and everything. In the meantime, back to Cousin Eddie. So here we go. We're back at Cousin Eddie's trailer. There goes the neighborhood. And it turned out really cute. Really cute. So we're back to Cousin Eddie. The front, right? We were working on windows. Then we got the back of it. And this has been turning out really good. And now for the rest, we're going to put brown on here. I was fussing around with the black. So we're going to add brown on those spots because I have brown now. So we're trying to rust it up now. And that's what we're going to work on today, is to rust it up. Hey, Kathy, these were disappointing. I thought they'd be sweeter, but they're not. Big disappointment. That's okay. So I got to make sure, because we're going to leave this out for tomorrow anyway, because tomorrow I'm just going to leave all this stuff out, because tomorrow we're going to be doing this at 2 o'clock. And then I just have to reset the other stuff instead of taking it down. So let's go ahead. Let's add the rust on here now that we have the brown. We'll throw it on top of it. Instead of having to create it, we can actually throw it, on the rust parts. And then when we finish this, we'll automatically shift over. What would you guys like to do? Would you like to shift over to doing the Easter house right away? Or would you like to try to build that rose? To build that lighted black rose? Up to you guys. What do you think over there? At least what? Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is that to keep it standing, it's been amazing, yeah. It just depends what you use. I mean, the other one we had, the other Christmas house collapsed. And so I get tired of that stuff. So usually my mother would have, I hope, my mother would have used plaster of Paris because that's how my mom was. Or people use super glue on them. Me, I'll just go buy like Duncan High, like this stuff right here. Just regular frosting. And that usually works better on them. So it's just fun to have them. I mean, for a while there, I had like 6 set up in here. And it was nice. I walk in here, it smells like Santa's workshop. Remember that scene in Santa Claus 3 where he says, well, your problem is you smell like a cookie. Well, when you come in here, it smells like Santa's workshop in here because it smells like cookies. Easter house. Yeah, we missed Valentine's. In fact, that's how busy I was. By the time I realized that Valentine's Day was coming up on us, it was too late. It was like the day before. That's how busy I've been. How stressed out doing stuff and busy. So by the time I realized that Valentine's Day was here, it was too late. So we have Easter, and then we have the black rose that's under glass to do, which will be like a little Lego kit. Only with these, they're not Legos. So the parts, that's not my RV. My RV is a junkyard right now. I wish I had my RV. But that's okay. Someday I'll get rich, get myself another little RV. You want to do the black rose? Yeah, the black rose under what they call glass. That's plastic, but it looks like glass, kind of like Beauty and the Beast. It's lit up. But the thing with that is it's like a Lego, except it's a non-Lego brand. So the parts, instead of being like this big like a Lego, they're only like this big. And that would be like a 6, like a 6, what I call a 6 daughter in a Lego. You know, those thin 6 dot pieces. The 6 dots are like this big. I know because when I built, it's the same company. I think when I bought the mascot for the then Oakland A's, I bought the elephant mascot. It took me forever because the pieces were itty bitty. I had to use a magnifying glass. Okay, so let's get into the frosting. And this black that we have on here now, we're going to put brown, real light brown on there now that we have the light brown frosting. And make sure this brush is viable. Yeah. And yeah, let's get some rust on this bad boy. Talk about edible. There we go. Let's just. Oh, now we got some rust. Yeah, baby. Now we got some rust. Get my hair cut this week. Get my hair dyed this week. Get back to normal. Get back to some normal life things. But I've been so incredibly busy. And no more Olympics, so I have no excuse to stay up at night. Because I was trying to watch skiing and stuff live, which is why I got Peacock. Well, I don't have regular TV anyway, so I had to get Peacock just so I could watch the Olympics. Hey, how about Michaela Schiffer dropping the F-bomb on national TV? That was like, I think she did on Good Morning America. She dropped the F-bomb. I know she did a statement she wrote on Instagram about finally winning that gold. She dropped the F-bomb in that, which surprised me. Nicely textured. And then Lindsey Vonn with her almost, she's really close to losing that leg if they can't get it working. Well, you know what? Had she not had that accident, they estimate she was going 70 miles an hour when she hit that gate. 70 miles an hour. So my thought is that she probably would have got the gold had she not hit that thing. Because she came out turning and burning. But she hit the tower. So that was the end of that. Oh, that looks so much more rusted. I like it. Yeah. So much more texture than rusted. She really wound that thing. And what's nice is I can spread it a little bit. Oh, that's cool. You guys are going to like this. So I can do a little extra spreading with it. And we can see how truly rusted out this thing is. God, I want to eat this so bad. But I've been good. You know, like I said, I didn't have cake for my birthday. I turned around because my friend has February on the 13th. So we kind of went out together to dinner to celebrate, and we ended up with chocolate mousse. So the other night, yeah, she was going 70 when she hit it, when she impacted. Anyway, so we did a chocolate mousse. You know, they put a candle in it for us. So the other night, I happened to be at the gas station. I saw some ho-hos laying there, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to celebrate. So I bought myself 2 ho-hos and put a candle in it the other night. But then today I was at Safeway, and they were having a closeout on their day-old cake. There was a piece of carrot cake there for like $1.50. They called out to me, but I haven't had it yet. Oh, this looks really cool. I'll show you guys. I like this. I'll put that over there. But I've had this chocolate frosting for a couple weeks with the intention of coming in here and, doing stuff. Now that looks rusted. Look at that. Look how nice and rusted that looks. Look at that. We finally got the rust effect we wanted. Look at that. You guys know I do that song at night, right? I can't do it in front of Facebook over here, but you guys know which song I'm talking about. Gretchen Wilson. There goes the neighborhood, right? And what I'm doing with those for TikTok is it's something that I'm doing. TikTok has rights to almost any song out there, really. And so what I do when I choose a song for the Hats and Mustaches, you guys, it looks very rusty, yeah. When I choose a song for those Hats and Mustaches, I'll look it up on TikTok to make sure they have the rights before I do it. That way they can't come back on me. Now that looks rusty. That way TikTok can't come at me with copyrights. As it was, the alien one I posted today over at the other network, which I thought was kind of funny. I got in trouble for on TikTok. They didn't like it for whatever reason. Where the other network had no issues with it. You guys didn't see that one where my face was in this hole at the top of this alien and doing a dance. And I think it's because the dance was suggestive, is what triggered the clock out. So now that looks good now. Now we're starting to look like it's rusted. So like I said, tomorrow I'll be back here around 2 p.m. To do this. Because my life is simmering down a little bit now for a bit. But it was insane. And then the Olympics added to it because I was staying up late to watch stuff live on the Olympics on Peacock. I'm a big bobsled person. I love alpine skiing. My mother did too. And we'd stay up when we had AT&T and Comcast. We would stay AT&T, Comcast, and DirecTV. We'd be up all night watching alpine skiing together. All right, this is looking mighty good, mighty good. Yo, look at this, guys. How could I resist? Look at that. Look at that. I used to have paint, acrylic paint that was that color. And it used to kill me because, you know, they look just like chocolate. So this tray that I'm on will be for crafting and stuff. That's its probably because I got myself with it already. That's the tray's primary use now for crafting. So I guess Cousin Eddie sold his house, the acreage of the worm farm for this trailer. The worm farm. Oh my. Glad you guys are here, you know? Sunday night. It's the only night I have because I get really exhausted doing readings. So Sunday is the night I have to just let my brain, you know, just kind of relax. You guys would be surprised how exhausted the readings make me. You know, the readings really wipe me out. And there's something I had the other day that somebody gave me. Oh, I know. What's nice, this is cool. Remember how I was talking about how we were going to have to like use these little tiny things on here to make the Christmas wreaths? Well, the two houses that we had that I got, because I bought a house and I got that one from my neighbor, they have Christmas wreaths that we're not going to use. So we're going to be able to take the Christmas wreath from those houses and put them on this for this project. So that's going to be fun. So what I'm going to do is because if I kind of swipe down a little bit with this, you're going to see the rust a little more coming down, which is kind of cool. It's kind of a cool effect. So I can bring the rust down a little more, make it look even more trash, which it does. I mean, when you look at the original photo of it, like the one I run to advertise this, it does look more trash than what it is, than what I've been doing. So we're just going to make it a little more trash down the edges on it, kind of like this. I'll show you. Ready? Let me show you. I can't sing that song, but it's in my head right now. There goes the neighborhood. Look at that. We have ourselves an old, rusted camper. That cool or what? Look at that. Cousin Eduardo. Now, Eddie. Well, at least they gave Clark a gift. Did he give Clark the white buck shoes? Or was that when they were traveling cross country? Because Clark was looking at the white buck shoes. You're dashing? Awesome. Will you dash some stuff up here for me? Come on up. I'll give you a $5 tip. $5 coming in. Coming up to where I live. I'll put my order in. My friends in Washington State. My ex-online husband. My ex-online husband. Right, Jennifer? My ex-online husband. We had so many people believing we were married. That was hilarious. Chris and I were so convincing that I had people telling me, there was one guy in general that got into an argument with Chris one time, and he goes, well, I'll back off. Yeah, I'll back off. I know he's your husband. You have to listen to him. Chris and I were good at it. We were really good at playing the roles. Oh my God. Okay, I think we got it. I'll do the other one now. Just trying to make it look old and rusty. Usually around the tires, you're going to get rust coming up over the hub area. It was Daniel. Daniel thought Chris and I were really married. That was hilarious. Okay, so I think we're going to work on the other one now. We got this one. Oh, man. I wouldn't ride in this car. Or no way you'd catch me in this trailer. He did, Pamela. And Chris and I did this for like 5 months straight, acting like he was my husband, online. And we had everybody pretty well convinced that we were actually married. And I've known Chris for a long time. I met Chris through a Disney, former Disney content creator. And we're all friends. And it was just funny as hell. And then Jennifer met Chris, and then, they got involved and probably get married for real, but it was fun. Okay, so here we go. I don't think I would ride in this thing. So what do you think? Does it look trashed up enough for Cousin Eddy? Look at that. We got it. We got Cousin Eddy. Look at that. Look at that. We just got our Cousin Eddy look. Look at that sucker. It was great fun, yeah. So there it is. Let me do the other side now. Look how trashed up that looks. Yeah. I'm loving life now. Then the divorce, yeah. Well, Kathy, are you still out there? We had people so convinced that when Chris and JJ made their announcement to tell me that they were together, people got defensive, and I don't like the way they broke the news. I don't like the way he broke the news to you. And there were people that actually believed that, like I said, like it was true. And so they were mad because they didn't like the way JJ and Chris broke the news to me. Yeah, they were mad, upset. Chris and I played it out perfectly. We had him going. Mr. Cahill. I met so many good friends. On all three networks, but a lot on TikTok because you guys are all over here. It's been a fun ride, Dang, that trailer looks bad. Like it's been through mud and everything. That is awesome. That is so cool. Everything I know about texture coat. You were the mistress, yeah. JJ was the mistress. And then we were considering calling it a threesome to see what would happen. To see what reaction we would get. But Chris and I, we had it going for a long time. Oh my God, this thing. This trailer is trash. Well, you know what? You're right. I would too. You know why? Because if it was cheap enough and it was livable inside, right? Anything to save a few bucks. So has anybody been watching that thing about the Kennedy, about John Jr. and his wife? It's supposed to be on, I don't know if it's a Netflix thing. No, it's a Hulu thing. But it's also supposed to be Amazon Prime, I think. This is really good. I've been kind of watching it off and on. They're not going to download stuff ahead of time like they usually do, with episodes. But it's really good. I've been watching it off and on. Because I have Disney Hulu, so I've been watching it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Speaking of which, no, I did not go this weekend to IMAX. I kind of wish I would have to see Elvis, but didn't get that far this weekend. Besides, my for some reason today, what's the word for it? My feet did not want to carry me all day. So it was acting up today. So, I mean, when I was taking my stuff out of my front yard, I'd have to pick up 4 or 5 of them and then sit down and let my feet settle down. You know, because they kept going to sleep. Cardiomyopathy, or whatever they call it. So, trying to get to IMAX would not have been swift because the local IMAX is right in the middle of like a long mall. There's no other way but walking like 800 miles. But I do want to see the Elvis movie. And then, of course, in May, the one I've been waiting for is the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's all about the Mandalorian and Grogu. We've had some fun adventures online. I have neuropathy. Thank you. That's what it's called. Thank you, Alicia. Yeah, I have neuropathy. And it doesn't hit all the time. Only when it feels like it. Sometimes it's just one foot. Sometimes it's the other foot. When I do yard work, I have a portable chair that I wear on my back. So if I'm in the middle of the yard, I can sit down when I start feeling it coming on. Otherwise, I used to like wait it out because I was tough. Then I'd end up on the ground. So today was one of those days. And I knew it when I was in the house. And so that's why I have chairs in front of my, people think I have chairs out there for guests. I have chairs in front of my house, in front of my front door, so that if I'm working out there, I can go to the chair right away. You know, and then wait for the neuropathy to settle down and get back up. Don't get old. Don't have heart problems. Don't ever have heart failure. Messes with everything. And the running joke this week was with my cardiac doctor, because I've been going through a lot of stress. Don't want to get into it, but I mean major stress. And I go walking in there. I did my echo, and I thought, well, I bet the echo is going to be off because my stress levels have been through the roof. The echo was fine. I go in to sit down, did the EKG. That's fine. I go to sit down. He comes in. He goes, "Are you taking your pills in the morning?" And I just went, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Man, your heart rate's really high, and so is your blood pressure. Your blood pressure's up." He says, "It's never been like that before. Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm taking them." And then I laughed. And he said, "Well, why are you laughing at it?" I said, "Because the last 3 days, 4 days, you don't know my stress levels. Because I have been just through the roof. To the point where I was hyperventilating, you know, trying to get things done. And finally, I just came to the conclusion it's going to go the way it's going to go. But yeah, so I got nailed at my cardiologist's office over it. But it's okay now. My stress levels are, like, today's the first day that my stress levels have been normal. You have it too? What a pain in the rump it is. And it seems to hit, like, on days when I'm more tired. Is when it tends to affect me more. Cardiomyopathy. It's not fun. And like Safeway, if they don't have scooters, I can't shop. Like today, when I went over to Safeway today, I thought, boy, if they don't have any scooters available, it's going to be fast food for dinner because I'm not going to walk around there. Usually what I'll do is when it hits me, like in a store, there's no scooters. Like, thank God there's a Starbucks and Safeway, because I'll take off as fast as I can and get to a chair. You know, the dollar store, thank God, has a bench right in front of the check stand, so I can get up there right away when I'm having problems. But if there's no other place to go, I'll go down. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'll end up on the floor. But luckily today, Safeway had scooters, because sometimes they don't. But the blood pressure thing I thought was hilarious, because when he said that, he says, "Are you sure you're taking your med?" And he says he's not worried because my echo was so good. my heart's where it's supposed to be. But I laughed and I told him why, and he agreed with me. 100% that I should be upset. So it's like, but yeah, I've been all week, it's been running like that. Because there was just so much stress going on. And you could tell when I was doing the show this week with you guys on TikTok, you guys could tell that there was something going on. Where my mind was. Because this is something that can affect my whole life if it doesn't get straightened out. So, I just have to stay calm and take it to a higher power. I'm not talking God, but I'm talking the government, a higher power in the government to get help on it. And so I made the decision to just not deal with it. My father always had a saying, one disaster a day. So I'm really down to like one disaster to deal with. Well, actually another one came up, but it's not quite as bad. But it got to the point where my nerves were so bad that when I put my contacts in, my hands were shaking. So I had to slow down. All right, this one's looking good too. And like I said, now the dog's acting weird and just life stuff. This one's looking trashy too. I'm enjoying making it look trashy. Now let's get some of this up here. Yeah, I like that. And it's going to be more so over where the wheels are because the wheels are going to push stuff up on it. Look at that. That is awesome. There goes the neighborhood. Trashing it up just like I knew we would. Put a hillbilly log into the Hollywood. Now I'll get in trouble on Facebook for saying that. And again, just for saying the F word, I'll get in trouble on TikTok for saying that. Just for saying the F word. Thank you. Thank you for the harmony. Guys, I am trying to collect 6, I forgot to say it, 6 puppy kisses. Guys, help me out with that. I can't sing the puppy song, but, it's the thought that counts. All right, let me show you this. I'm loving it. You guys ready? There you are, Cousin Eddy's RV. Yeah, we got this sucker. Look at that. Cousin Eddy's RV. Isn't that awesome or what? Look at Cousin Eddy's RV. Look at that. There goes the neighborhood. That's pretty awesome. Pretty darn awesome if I say so myself. So the next steps on Cousin Eddy's RV is we're going to work on the front windows again because that's what we were working on to put the front grill in. So we'll do that today. But now that we have the brown, I'll probably do the front grill and try to do it black and brown. Woo! Thank you. Thank you for the green hearts. Shelly L, you want to see? Shelly L's been a big supporter of these houses. Here, Shelly L. Try not to get this stuff on my fingers. Look at that. Cousin Eddy's RV. Check it out, yo. Look at that. So we're going to put the front grill on. And then we could trash that part of too a little bit. Get to a certain point where, you really don't have to do a lot of work on this. Yeah, and I got chocolate frosting to do it. To trash it up more. We don't have to do a lot of work on it because it's supposed to look trashed up. Thank you. Thank you, Debbie Little. Thank you. So we don't have to do a lot. We don't have to really be like, I'm a perfectionist with this stuff, but we don't really have to be because it's Cousin Eddy. Right? It's his trailer. So it's old trashy anyway. So we can start doing some decorating for Christmas. We have those. We're going to use these Christmas light things on there. So we're definitely going to run Christmas lights on it. We can put the Christmas wreath on there. Like my lines for the windows are kind of messed up, but again, Cousin Eddie's trailer is trashed. So what we're going to want to do probably is put the wreaths on, put wreaths on the door. We can do that today. You guys want to work on the wreath? You guys want to put the Christmas wreath on the doors? Come on, talk to me, chat. You guys over here too. You guys want to put the Christmas wreaths on it? What do you want to do? I think there's 2 wreaths available in that house kit that I have to put together with the little plantas. But should we put the wreaths on the door? Okay. All right. Let me get the other kit. Then let me get that new kit, and we'll put the wreaths on the doors. And there's got to be one on the front. What self-respecting RV or truck does not have a wreath on the front, right? But we have 2 of those houses, so that gives me access to like 4 wreaths that we can put on, even on the back. I was talking to my sister, who's watching tonight. My father was a mailman for years, and what this reminds me of, without older cousin Eddie paint, is this reminds me of a mail truck. So next year, when I buy this trailer, I'm going to make it into a mail truck, mail delivery truck. All right, let me go open that kit up, and we're gonna make a wreath or 2. Okay, let's get the wreath on the doors. I think this one has the wreath. It may not have the wreath. I thought this one had a wreath. We may have to make a wreath. It may not have a wreath. Hang on. Let me see what we got for parts. I may be wrong. I may have to do it from scratch. Ooh, I hope that didn't break it. I don't know what candy we have. Well, the only way to find out is to open it up and see what candy's in here. So let's open this bad boy up. It may not have a wreath. I have a Lego set that we can get the wreath off of. This may not have a wreath. I didn't think about that. I thought this one did, but depends what house kit you get. Woo, this has been jacking around. That's not good. See what's in here. We have gumdrops. What in the hell is that? What is Samuel or these? Oh yeah, like that's not going to get old. Look at all those. Yikes! Like that's not going to get old everywhere. Ooh, that's scary. Let's see what's in here. We may not have a wreath in this kit. However, that's not a problem. Stay, don't you fall. There's a little bag in here. I see a bag floating around. Nope, no drops. So, okay. No wreath. So what we'll do, that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. I have a Lego Christmas tree set over there that has some wreaths with it. We can put those on. But I don't think I can get to it today. But they're over there at the Lego Christmas tree set. So that's not a problem. We will have a wreath. So this is basically gumdrops. Now those little tiny little ball things, that's going to be a mess. I like this one because it's basic. It'll be nice for what we're doing. All right, so much for the wreath. All right, let's work on other stuff. There will be wreaths. I will pull them off the Lego set. It's not a problem. So I'll get back there tomorrow and grab them off the Lego set. I do have wreaths for it. In fact, there might be something up here. Hang on. Let me look and see what we got in here for parts. I swear I had parts for wreaths up here. Ooh, boy. Cramping in my legs. Gotta love it. Let's see. I swear I had parts for wreaths. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we got gingerbread here. Food coloring. That's not parts for... I swear we had parts for wreaths floating around in here. We got those, which I could probably make a wreath with. I could do if I was real artsy with that. Okay, let's look at the other one. I swear we had parts for a wreath in here. But don't worry about it. Like I said, I have a Lego kit for the Lego Christmas tree that has extra wreaths. Yeah, the frosting will hold it, yeah. I do have a Lego Christmas tree kit that has wreaths in there. so we can grab those. So that's why I'm not stressing over the wreath yet. You know, for little Christmas wreaths. Hey, there's always Michael's. I can pop over to Michael's. Can always pop over to Michael's and get some tiny little Christmas wreaths. I'm sure Michael's will have them. When in doubt, go to the craft store. Got a bunch of that stuff. What else? Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Let's see what we got down here. That's left over from the Christmas trees. I could swear I had stuff to make a wreath. To make some wreaths. What the hell is that? Okay. That's right. We'll make them. I don't have a problem with it. Yeah. Either way, what I'll do is I'll look through the Lego stuff tomorrow and see what I have over there that I can grab. And if that doesn't work, I can turn around. Like I said, I'll go to Michael's and get some. No problem. I've got a Michael's and I got a couple of shops around here that I go to. So that looks cool. That looks very cool. But if I look at the photo, hang on a second on this. I think it came with parts for that. Let me look at the camper. Oh, yeah, because that's how they made it. I'm going to tell you right now. Well, we'll make it that way then. Because what they did, I see how they did it. We can do that. We can work on that today. I have those little flower thingies. See the little flower thingies? That's how they made the wreath, was out of those little tiny flower thingies. I can do that. It'll probably make me mental, but I can do it. So let's do it. Let's start making wreaths out of those flower thingies. Okay? We can do that. It'll make me mental, but I'll do it just for you. Why? Because I like you. On front and door, yeah. So we got both doors. We got the front. Might even put one on the back, you know? For safekeeping there. Okay, so let me get those things. I need the ones that have the little gingerbread man with it, because that's cute. So let's see if I can find them. They're in, like, there's some over here. Let me get them so I can figure out which kid is which. I may need tweezers, plus my contacts are in. Seeing close is a issue. Okay. See, these are all the different colors. Black, purple. Okay. Here they are here with the gingerbread. Look at how tiny. What could possibly go wrong? Here's some more. We got tons of these. Think of it this way, ladies. What could possibly go wrong, right? Be sitting here making the wreath and have to sneeze. Wouldn't that suck? Hot chew! And there goes the wreath flying off of its own trip. Okay, so I'll start the wreath. Let me have the photo. Like I said, my contacts are in. In fact, let me go get my reading glasses. This is going to take reading glasses, okay? I'll be right back. This is going to take more eyeballs than what I have. Let me grab my readers so I can see what the hell it is I'm doing. Okay. Okay. I get the reading glasses. Be nice to see what the hell it is I'm doing. There we go. Sit. Okay. Making for pretzels, yeah. Yeah, they're usually easier on pretzels. If this doesn't work, then I'll do it from pretzels. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, we got this. Here we go. Oh, there you guys are. Oh, much better. Okay. Okay. So I'm supposed to use this little greenery thing. So I got 2 greenies and a white. Okay. I'll build it out here. Let's see. So I'm going to open this up. I have to have some place to dump it. Right there will be good. So they don't go all over high heaven. Pretzels is a good idea. I'm going to make a nice Easter one on the pretzels. Okay, so here we are. Let me look at the shape of these bad boys and see what we're dealing with here. Oh, they made them look like, I see what they did. Okay, that could work. So they made them look like holly leaves, so we're good. Well, that'll make my life easier. I was going to make them round. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we can do here. So we're getting a gingerbread man at the bottom. I'll use their design. I have no problem with it. So here we go. Let's see if we can do this without me cussing because my hands are too big. Okay, so we're going to need, I can do it like right here. So, okay, here's our first gingerbread man. First, we have to build a little booger. Oh, gingerbread man has a broken leg. Can't do that. There we go. There's our first gingerbread guy. Okay, then we're going to need some holly bear, or this holly. Pull out the holly. And it looks like it goes by the hand. Let's see if I can make this a circle. Looks like it goes by the hand. And we're going to tilt it up this way. Then we need a little white flower. First, we'll basically do this so I can see, try and figure out what the hell it is I'm doing. Okay, then we need a little holly berry thingy. Okay, we'll put the flower over here. Then I need a little holly berry thingy. Might end up with pretzels like my sister says. That'd be so much easier. Because these little boogers are tiny. Okay, so we're starting to make our curve now with this. I'm just running a test here. So here's our curve. Well, that's not too bad so far. Now I need a red thing. What I assume is a is that you? Ah, there you are. Nope, that's not it. I need a little red flower looking thing. And the light was a Christmas tree. Maybe I'm in the wrong kit. No, there it is. Thought maybe I was in the wrong. Oh, there's little candy canes too. I'm in the wrong kit, but that's okay. Oh, I like the little candy canes. All right, I'm in the wrong kit. You sure they're not Christmas trees now? Look at the little tiny candy canes, you guys. Look at the little bitty candy canes. Okay, we'll give you another one here. I'm in the wrong kit here. Because there were like 3 different sets that I had. That's not you. Where'd you go? Must be you. Don't know. Didn't sound healthy. Have to figure out what that was. Okay. Let's see. There was another kit, so let me see where it went. There's 2 kits of these. Oh, here you go. One of these had the whole thing. Hang on. These have little flower things? No, they're the same. Supposed to be little red flowers. That does not look like little red flowers. Oh, there's the other kit. I think they're all standard. So, there are no little red flowers. All right, we'll have to improvise. So they have little red Christmas trees, but not little red flowers. Okay. Oh, they are round. They look like flowers from this distance. That's what I mean. I don't see close up. Hi, Miss Blunt. So let me pull the round things out now. Okay, now we got the right parts. So now we're going to have around here. Okay, so this is round. Another green. It looks like they're sitting on top of the green. That's how they're connecting them. So this is what I'm trying to figure out right now. So we got a green here. So that's going to go on top of the green. That's why I think they're connecting them. Is that when I lay it in there, I have to start at the bottom, and they sit on top of the green parts. All right, we got another white flower. Which sits up here. Trying to see what my round is going to look like. Another white flower sits up there. Then we got another green. Where are you? Here I'm looking for these flowery looking reds, and there's no such animal. Okay, here's a green. So now we're coming down around the corner here for the down, which doesn't look very down because it doesn't look very round. So let me run the green over here while we're running a test. I think it's going to be a case of starting it at one point. Now I need another red. And then just continuing and putting them on. That's what I think it's going to be to do this. Then we got red right there. And then we've got another green. I think it's going to be a case of slapping one on and then just going for it. Here's the green. And deciding how white it's going to go, you know? Then we got another white, which should have lined up with the other white. Okay. All right, so I'm not... What did I just do? Okay, I see I'm totally off on this. So, okay. Let's do the logical. We'll start with the one at the top because I'm an idiot, okay? Here's the one at the top here. Okay? So then we got this one, then we got the red guy. We're going to bring this around. And then there's another white. Excuse me. Okay, so then we have another white coming down. So here's the white. Then there's two greens and the gingerbread. Man. So I have to round this off when I'm doing it, obviously. Excuse me, there's something in my ear. It's my finger. Okay. So it's going to round down. That's a Christmas tree. I'm trying to mess with me here. Are they all Christmas trees? Is that what this is doing? I mean, the little parts are great. Okay, this is a good one. This is what we want here. Okay, so this is going to come around this way. Gingerbread man here. And then attached there. Well, I'm close, so yeah, there it is there. I have to make it a little more round. All right, so I'll start at the top. Let's do the first one. See how well this works. And I'll start at the top on the door where the heart's supposed to be. And then I'll try and work it around from the top and bring it down into a shape like that to make it easier. Hi, Mrs. B. Hughes. How you doing? To make it easier. That's already dry anyways. So let's start up there. Let me get some white frosting. Everybody pray for me. Here we go. See if I can pull this off. That one looks so nice and compact. That's why I suspect, because it looks like they're putting them on top of the green pieces. So I wonder if I connect the green pieces, because the only logical way would be to connect the green pieces up there and then put it together. Let's try that. I'm going to try that. In fact, I can't do it here. I'm going to try it now. So let me do this. Let's try this. Because it's showing those things sitting on top of the green pieces as it's coming around. So I'm thinking we have to put the green pieces on there and connect them on the top to make a rounder thing. So let's see. All that I can do is have to restart it, right? So do we feel lucky? Not really. Okay, so here's the first green one, which is going to be curved no matter what. So there we are. It's right there. And then we're going to put the other green one on. I may have to move it out to make it work. Here, flip it over this way. Let's see what I'm doing here. All I would have to do is just restart. I mean, let's be real about it. Okay, there's the other green one now. Let me get the other green on there. Do I know what I'm doing? Hell no, I'm just guessing. Mom, if you ever came into my body, this would be a good time to do it. Help me out with this. Show me how to do this art. Show me how they want this, Mom. My mother could figure this out without even getting a second thought. So I'm just wondering if see if there's any instructions at all for this to put that wreath together. Of course not. Why would there be? Of course not. Okay. We're guessing. All right. My guesses are safe. I've always been good at guessing on this stuff. Okay, so we know it's going around right there. And the wheels on the wreath go round and round. Okay. Now let's see if I can, because this is going to have to sit on top of there. And it will do it if I do it in the right spot. That has to be closer. So I think they go together. That's what I think. I could be wrong. But I think these two pieces go together. I think they're going to go together to create this. I could be wrong, and I frequently am. Never said I was perfect at this stuff. But I think the green goes together, and that's how you get the basic shape of the wreath on there. Let me throw that on there now, okay? Oh, bummer, there's chocolate on my hand. Oh, damn. Okay, that's done. Okay, so now we're going to put the next one on. Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's exactly what it looks like. Okay, let's bring it around then. It's one thing with a project like this, if something gets on your hand, it's all good. Oh, damn. I got four people over there watching. God knows who else is watching over here. So it says 9. There's more than that. I know TikTok better than that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do the same thing over here. And the wheels on the car go round and round on the bus, right? Never said I could sing kid songs. By God, it seems to be working. Okay, so we're gonna go. Red's gonna go in the middle between those two. Oh, so the red's gonna come down and be right there. Aha. Okay, I got it. So let me put the red on. Looks like it needs to be further down, but we'll see. We shall experiment. Right here is the red. Put that little red bugger right there. It's about the moment you guys are wondering if I have tweezers. I do not. The reason being is my hands are going to shake no matter how I do this. So, because of my medications, my hands, no matter what I do, the hands are going to shake. So, there's no point having tweezers. What I do need, though, is a toothpick. move some of this off so I can put that on there properly. Keeping it around so I can see what I'm doing. There we go, there we go, there we go. A little bit over so you can see, there it is. So you can see the green. I know, I'm going, there it is. You guys are like, what are you doing? Oh, right now I'm trying to do a very tiny little part. Okay. And I'll clear the white off from behind here because we don't want to see the white either from the frosting. Try and clear that off. Then again, I could always just cover it with rust. It is Cousin Eddy's, you know. And I'm trying to make sure it's looking like it's going round because the idea is to make it look like it's round to make this thing. So this has to move up a little bit. There we go, there we go. All right, it's not too bad, but it should be already facing almost down. This guy should almost be going down. There we go, there we go. Let's see. Okay, all right, I'll buy that. Okay, so we'll grab another one. I'm going to move it down a little more. Okay, let's grab another one. What'll suck is if I get to the end and they don't match up, you know, like there's a spot or something white on the end. Wouldn't that suck? Get all the way down on it, then you realize there's a space in between. That would suck. Okay. Hope you guys are having a good time. This is not a project I would attempt with children. I can just see the kids going screaming at this one because they want to put the stuff on right away. And of course, us as adults, we're like, diabetic puppy. And of course, us as adults, we'd be like, no, no, no. You know, you want to perfect it. And the kids right away want to attack it. And so that battle starts, right? Okay. Yeah, it's actually going around. Okay, so we got to put a white thingy there. Okay, so now, here's the deal. I need to have this turned all the way this way because we're going to meet up with the gingerbread man here. So this is going to go right like this. And we're going to put the white. Well, you know what? We got a round shape, you guys. Kind of, sort of. All right, so let's put a white one on there. I can always make adjustment later, right? Because it'll have to dry anyway. So we'll get the white flower right here. Put you on there. I'd show you what I'm doing, but it'll probably knock it down, then I'll be very unhappy. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I'll show you guys something funny. Well, a little bit funny. Hang on. Oh, it's down there. Of course it is. Okay. It's actually looking pretty good. The running joke we have on my night show, you guys. Let's do it. Hey, let me do this. Hang on. Ready? Oh. So anyway, as I was saying, let me get this set up. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Yeah, okay. If you know, you know, right? That whole thing that goes, if you know, you know. What famous TV show, quiz time, what famous TV show had that line in it? Do we know? What famous TV show had that line in it? The Incredible Hulk, yeah. David Banner. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Joy's the winner. And for that, my dear, I'm going to give you a prize right away, okay? All right. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, okay. I'm going to give you a prize right away for that. Just know I'm thinking of you, okay? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Hang on. All right. Here we go. This is Joy's prize for getting it correct. You guys can live vicariously through me. Joy, that's your prize. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh baby. Okay, that worked. Next. Well, I haven't mooned you guys in a while, huh? Okay, so we get the gingerbread man on now. We're gonna have to put another green one on there. I haven't mooned you guys in a while, huh? Kind of hard because I got the other people here. They're gonna want to be mooned too, so we'll keep the moon exclusively. Me mooning you guys exclusively over at TikTok. Tomorrow night you'll get mooned. Okay, so this is where it's going to get tricky because this gingerbread man has to be exactly in the middle. So this is where I'm going to have to make adjustments on it. You know, get everything where it needs to be. So that's where it's going to be tricky because where these two meet is where the gingerbread man is going to have to sit. Technically. I mean, we can leave it crooked. I mean, who cares? It's Cousin Eddie. But I'm just saying is that is where the gingerbread man is going to have to sit in the middle. On this at the bottom. It does look like a wreath now, so I got to give it credit for that. So, I'm trying to think of how I could do this. I knew we would end up uneven somewhere, and we did. Oh no, not really, because that one's coming. No, yeah, it is uneven. See, I knew it was going to end up uneven somewhere, and this is what happened. So let me figure this out. I'm going to come down from the other side now and see if I can't come to a happy medium on this. So let's come down from the other side and start running, start making the other side, and then we'll figure out where we're at with the gingerbread man down there and make our adjustments. Because I kind of had a feeling we were going to end up like that. Something was going to be uneven. But we're close. I mean, we're a lot closer than I thought we would be on this. So I'm proud of that part. I was trying to find that video I told you guys about the other night, about the guy that was booty crashing. And the guy that built the snowman, because he was booty crashing the snowman. And the guy built this snowman over a tree trunk to get even with him. I was trying, I can't find that video. I was looking for it on TikTok. That guy ruined his truck. I feel bad because he ruined his pickup truck, but at the same time, the guy was an idiot for doing what he did. You know? But it's funny as hell. Okay, I'm going to move this down. We're going to start moving down this way with it. Start moving that way. Get that round shape on there. Probably won't be even in the middle, but again, it's Cousin Eddie's house. So, okay, there's that. So now, this is where I have to fit one more flower in, plus the gingerbread man. And this is where we're off a little bit on here. And actually, you know what? I think we got this. Hang on. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. I think we got this. Let me pull this. I think we got this. I think it worked by default. Because if I run an extra one of these in the middle, I think we got this. I don't have to remember how I did this. I think we got this. I think we had a winner. Not a runner, a winner. Let's see. Yeah, I think we got this figured out. Okay, let me put this in there. I think we got this. If it's not too long, and I can fit it right in there like I just did. It's kind of crooked, so we're going to come down with this one a little bit. Make some space for it. I think we almost got this. Do you want to build a snowman? Okay. Okay, we're almost there. Kind of got flattened out right there. We're this close right now. We're this close to having this fit. We're that close to making it work. Hang on. Let me see. And we want it rounded, so we don't want it looking funky either. It's this one in the middle that's kind of messed up. So it's going to come around this way. Did I do it? We're so close right now. As here, it doesn't seem like it's tall enough, coming down around the curve. So, see what I can do here. Seems like it has to come down lower. We do have extra space in here that we shouldn't have. But, I'm telling you guys, we're this close. So the flower would go there, and the snowman needs to go there. Okay, there's got to be a way. Get this thing up where it needs to be. We got it. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave space between the flower, because there's no space on there. But in order to make this work the way I'm doing it, is we have to leave space between the flower and the gingerbread man, because that one's really close together. I got it. I did it. But we're going to have to leave a space there, which my OCD doesn't like. But you know what? My OCD. So let's go ahead and do this. I did it. A little different than what they have, but I did it. And I'll have to do the other side too. It's almost the same way. Let me get this right there. Okay. I did it. Okay. It's not quite the way it is, but there you go. Yeah, we got this. I can put the snowman right there. That works. Okay, now I'm going to bring this up. See if I can make it work right here. See if I can do it so it doesn't look funky. We got this. Yep, let me get the snowman up there. Not the snowman with the gingerbread man. I'll show it to you. Hopefully it won't fall over. I would suck after all that work to have it fall off of the door. Wonderful things, reading glasses. I can always add more rust to the doors. Just showing. Okay. Do you want to build a snowman? What is that song about? That song, I hate to say it, irritates the living hell out of me. I don't know why. Okay. We got the gingerbread man out here. By God, I did it. Let me make sure they're on here before I show you guys. Wouldn't want it to fall off when I show you. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, actually, he's got to be down a little bit more, the first wreath of Cousin Eddy's Christmas. In fact, he's moved a little bit. We don't want him to move. We want him right about there. Hey, he's on there now, so I'm trying to move him. Give me a second. Yeah, because I moved him. Now I messed it up. Because I wanted him up in a certain spot. He didn't want to go. Hang on, guys. I'll show you in a second here. Let me fix it. I want him in a certain spot. He didn't want to go. So we're gonna make it fit. Because that's just barely fitting in there. Is it over? Should that be flipped over? Is that what's wrong? Yeah. Okay. Because I want him in the middle is where I want him. See, right there. That's where I want him. Don't you move out. You have to be round. Okay. Now, let's get the gluey glue. It's probably Walt Disney punishing me for making fun of that song. Salagadoola, Michigaboola, bibbidi bobbidi boo. There we go. Put it together and what do you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Salagadoola me. There it is, we got it. You guys ready? I'll have to get some of the white off of here, but we're good. Pardon me, gingerbread man. I didn't mean to grab you there. Michigan boo. The thing on my bob that does the job. Yes, bibbidi bobbidi boo. Salagadoola, Michigan. All right, everybody, are you ready? Here we go. There you go. Christmas wreath. Look at that. Christmas wreath, everybody. Christmas wreath. A little crooked, but hey. like everything else in Cousin Eddy's life. What do you think? Thank you for the follow. What do you guys think? Does that work? Here, I'll get it closer. Does that work? There we go. There we go. Hello, Christmas wreath. There it is. So I'll have to do another one on the other side. That's not too bad. Now that I figured out what they were doing. Yeah, so we got it. We got that bad boy. Yeah. So I'll do it on the other side now. Nice and festive. Okay, just do the other one now. Well, that wasn't too bad once I figured out what to do. Centering the gingerbread man was where the key was. Because that's where you can just, if there's a space in there, which there was, just slap the gingerbread man down in there. And that works. Okay. Next. We're getting close to the point now. Once I get the front bumper in and rust it all out, we're getting close to the point where we can actually stand this thing up. So that's interesting. Do you want to build a snowman? Okay, so let's get this half of the wreath going here, this one. Your fan club completed the first stage. Bless you, TikTok. Hi, Tracy Scott, welcome. All right, so I have to duplicate this. Good luck with that. All right, so I'm going to get a bunch of these out now. Hi, Tracy, what's up? How you doing? Part of my boo crew. I knew I'd figure it out. I can't wait to do the rose. The rose is only 200 pieces. But like I said, they're tiny little pieces. But instead of being under glass, it's under plastic. But it's like the Beauty of the Beast rose. It's like a plastic globy thing, for display. But it does have lights. I'd like to get the red one, would be nice for when we do the Beauty of the Beast bit. Beauty and the Beast. But boy, did they do a number. You talk about markups. I was looking at the red one. I was seriously considering maybe buying it to go with the black one. And because Valentine's came, the red one went from $20 to $35. They hiked the price up on it. That was over on Amazon. Okay, so I need approximately 2, 4, 6. Okay. As we start to build on this, I need a white one to start on top. 3 white ones, 2 little red dots. And the gingerbread man. This is cool. So far, I haven't gone off on a flurry of foul language, so we're batting 1,000 with this project. When I go off in a flurry of foul language, then we'll know that we have reached our peak with this. All the stress I had this last week, and I've been on my diet, steadily lost 8 pounds, been doing real good. Back on my Weight Watchers diet. And Thursday night, man, I got off here at 12. And I was so wound up. The only thing that was going to help Thursday night was comfort food. So I have like every Sunday, except for this Sunday, is frozen pizza day. And so I always have like a frozen pizza. And I had one in there waiting. And I thought, that I was hungry. And I thought, well, I could do yogurt. But I'm so stressed and not feeling and not happy with life right now. I turned around, made the pizza. And, you get to that point where you're just so stressed out. Anything that's comfort is going to help. And I ate the pizza. And the first bite, I was just like, oh, yeah, I made the right choice. That was like the best pizza I've had in a long time. And there was nothing different about it. It's just that it was just major comfort food. And it felt so good. Then I had it for breakfast the next morning, ice cold. I'm good. All right, so let's get this other wreath on. So we're rolling right along with Cousin Eddy here. Let me put this stuff off to the side so I don't dump it down and irritate myself. Okay, I've got 3 ghost hunts to schedule, you guys. So we're going to be pumping out ghosts. We're going to be doing some ghost hunting here. One of them was a really kind of nasty case. Okay. Boy, that turned out really cute. Didn't know if I was going to like it. Okay. Okay, we can put some drapes in these windows too. Can like have some tattered drapes. We just want to carry up the heart because there's a heart on there. So this is like a love connection kind of thing. So we just want to cover up that heart. The only thing I don't like is, did I do that or was that something that is on here? I've got like a bump right here, which I'm not too happy about, but we'll figure a way around it. Can always scratch it down like I'm doing. Hand sand that sucker. Because I'm not too happy about this bump right here. Because that might mess up the way this is coming in. So we'll sand this down a little bit. All right. Okay, I think we got it now. So here we go. We'll start this one now. That's all I can think about when I look at these little things. Is sneezing. Achoo! That'd be the end of it. Be flying all over my office. Okay, we'll start up here like we did on the other one. How high did we go? Got to match somewhat. Okay, I see it right here. Right here. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I don't know why I'm singing it. I know what will happen is Facebook will hit me up with a copyright. Okay, let's get the flower in there. I gotta watch because I keep slipping. I'm not supposed to mention any other app either because that's a no-no. I keep forgetting I'm on the other 2 apps or where I'm at. Right now, we're broadcasting live. It's amazing what I can accomplish when I can actually be in here doing this instead of like squeezing it in for an hour like I have been doing. Okay, that's on there now. So there's that. So let's move on. Hopefully this will be easier to do the second round than what it was the first round. But I want to see that Elvis movie, but at the same time, I want to see the Mandalorian Grogu. So, I mean, I got 2 choices. It's either Elvis or the Mandalorian. So, Grogu trumps everything. Anytime you see that cute little alien guy, I'm all about trumping everything. And the trailer to that, the one they did during the Super Bowl, a lot of people didn't understand it or like it. I thought it was great. When I first saw that trailer, when they came in from the top like that, I thought it was a Budweiser commercial. You know, because you could hardly see it. It looked like horses pulling a wagon. I thought it was a Clydesdale commercial. I did. And then when they got in and I saw what was pulling the wagon, I knew right away what it was. They were paying homage to the Empire Strikes Back. So then I knew what they were doing, what Disney was doing. But I thought it was a Budweiser commercial at first. So that was a really good trailer. But the second trailer that came out 2 days later There's some interesting stuff in there. There's a spot where little Grogu's walking out into the woods, and he's got a walking stick. He looks like Yoda. They've got him walking out like Yoda. So it's rather interesting. And then there's the other scene where whoever that is, now I've been reading that's like a species that trained Yoda. And it tells him, there's that scene where when Yoda's with Luke, and Luke says, I'm not afraid. And then Yoda looks at him and goes, you will be. And there's that same scene when you see that thing look at him. It tells Grogu that says, you should be afraid. So that's a throwback to that. To them, again, to Luke. For whatever Grogu's about to face. So there were some real nice Easter eggs put into that trailer. If you're a Star Wars person. And I still think, a lot of people argue with me over this, that the Mandalorian is not going to live forever. Grogu's going to live for like 1,000 years. And I still think Grogu is going to end up finishing his training with Rey. He and Rey will run the new Jedi Academy together. I think that's what's going to happen. It'll be Grogu and Rey. So we'll have to see all that, but that's what I think. It's going to be Grogu and Rey. Okay, so I'm making my round curve here. So let's see how well this is working. Is it going to work? Is it going to come together? Is it going to be a hassle to put this curve on? But I do think he's going to end up finishing that Rey movie is going to link it all together. Because something's going to happen to the Mandalorian, and then you'll see him in that Rey movie hooking up with Rey. Because Rey's, Rey can finish teaching him about the Force. So far, it's looking like it's round. This doesn't mean nothing. I'm glad you guys are all here. Good to see you all. Good to be with you all. Get this on there. There we go. Wish we could play music. I really do. That's my biggest thing, is that doing this would be nice to play music, but you can't with Facebook. You can't with the other two networks. They will tag you every time. Book of Face gets very angry. Okay. This isn't quite as round as I would like it to be, but it's getting there. What would life be without toothpicks? That's one thing I can't imagine surviving without toothpicks. Because toothpicks do everything. Halloween pumpkins, everything. It's the magic fix-it. That and super glue. Gorilla Glue, man. Gorilla Glue is the bomb. Okay, just trying to make sure I can curve. I'm curving right. Okay, I think we got this. I'm trying to remember. I went down 2. Yeah, I went down 2. I think we're right where we're supposed to be. Gone. Hello, there you are. Just reset again. There we go. I don't know why it does that, but it does. I know why it's trying to make me crazy. All right, I'm going to add one more of these in there. I think we got this one too. This one came out right. So I've been pretty steady on my diet up until this week. because my nerves have still got the best of me this week. Otherwise, I've been focusing on my diet really well. Wow, 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 wow. So I have a Saturn View red line. And around Christmas, I was driving to go get gas over at my little gas station over here. And this gentleman pulls in next to me in a red line. And I thought, oh, that's cool. You don't see them all the time. So I walked over to him and I said, wow, that's really cool. You don't see these cars anymore because they're rare. They were rare when they were new. Anyway, so he says, yeah, I came to see you on purpose. And I thought, oh. Usually the terrible thing with me is when I see it, the first thing I think is, oh, spare parts for me. It's kind of like an inside joke I have about not being able to get parts for it. Anyway, not bad. I think I almost got the shape on the end. It's a little flat coming up on here. So he showed me, he says, come here. He's had Christmas lights like all over the outside of his car. And then in the back part of the car, where the storage area is, the back, he actually had a little fireplace back there and some teddy bears. Oh, yay. Goodbye the earplugs. Yay. I'm so happy, JJ. JJ's little dog ate something it wasn't supposed to eat, and they were worried because, it had to pass through, and it did. So, yeah, so this guy showed me his car. I was trying to figure out how he had it all wired, how he did that. But he had a electric fireplace in the back, and he had like a little rocking chair and a bear and a Santa back there kind of in this rocking chair. And then all outside the car, he had the whole car lined with Christmas lights as it drove. It was really cool. But it was the twin to my car, except it was red. So it was nice of him to stop. I thought it was really cool. Would I do that? I don't think so. It's too much work. Maybe when I was younger. And then with California, too, you just can't slap anything you want on your car. I mean, California has a lot of laws against that stuff. But what he did was all legal. You just can't put, like you see some states where cars have like those different color lights and stuff for display, which are really cool. You can't do that in California. You can only put those kinds of lights in certain places. Because I would have loved to do it, like to run lights on my undercarriage, for my car. You can only do certain things. You're limited to what you're allowed to do in the state. And the main thing you can't use are blue or red lights. Because it'll look like police. So that's a big no-no. Police and fire, Dang it. I'm going to get this up there. So I'm almost done with this wreath, you guys. Just trying to get this on here, make sure we're shaped right. So this wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be with this wreath. All right, we got that. Then we'll put it together so it looks decent. All right, let's see how it looks. Not bad, not bad. He seems like he's kind of crooked. Make sure we're connecting. Nice and round. There's a little more space on this than I would like on this part, but we're going to leave it. Close enough for government work. Let me flatten it down. Close enough, close enough. Let me get this white off the side here. With some white in the middle. Yep, close enough. You guys ready for the reveal? All right. Close enough for government work. There you go. Close enough. Aim right there. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Close enough, you guys. Look at that. Close enough for government work. There you go. Coming along nicely, huh? It's almost 10 p.m. Pacific. which means it's 1 a.m. back east. Hey, Michelle Realtor, what's up? So that's pretty cool. You know, we did a lot tonight. We took care of that. We took care of this. Now we can put, if you want now, like this, we might as well do it for fun. See how this has Christmas lights on it? Some of the versions of Cousin Eddie's trailer has Christmas lights. Do we want to put Christmas lights on tonight? We're here now anyway. Do we want to start slapping Christmas lights on this thing? What do you think? You guys want to start putting Christmas lights on it? Oh, that's what Sunday night's all about here, hanging out. So what do you guys think? Okay, let's start. Easter lights. Pastels? Oh, hell no. Pastels. Okay, we could run Christmas lights along the line. Let me see where I'm going to do it. I've actually seen pictures of the trailer itself. I don't have one on me. I wish I could see it. But there are actually photos of the trailer that have Christmas lights on it. Cousin Eddie, you know, around the windows, where he's put them around the windows and stuff. We could do that. You want to put them around the windows? That might be an idea, you guys. What do you think? Should we put them around the windows? St. Patrick's Day light. Want to put them around the windows, you think? Because see, the outside edges of the windows are kind of choppy anyway, the way I did them. So we could put them around the windows. What do you think? Let's try it. Let's see what it looks like. I'm game if you are. What do you guys over here think? Yes? Okay. Okay. Let me pull the colors here. Colors. And we can use the orange lights because we have orange lights that we didn't use before. All right, so let's go ahead and put some around the window and see what it looks like. We'll do it on this side. I was born in the country on an old farm road. Watch what I'm doing. There goes the neighborhood, freshening it up just like we knew we would. We poured a hillbilly log into the Hollywood. I've been dying to do that all night. There goes the neighborhood. Okay, let me put an orange light on here. The first light of Christmas. They're big, but they'll look good. Did they give us Christmas lights? Oh, you know what those are? Those are little red and green Christmas trees. I want the colorless. They'll look better. So you think those are too big? What do you think? Are those too big for that? For what we want to do? And we should put them up higher? What do you think? Think they're too big and we should put them up higher? What do you guys think? You think they're too big? They need to go up higher? Because what they did, which looked really cool, was they put red and green Christmas trees on there to make lights. So what we could do is we could run these across the top, you know, like at the top of it, and then we could use the little red and green ones to make the Christmas lights, like they did out here. That might be the way to go. So let's use the red and green ones down here. We'll put this over here for now, and we'll run those along the top. Let's do the red and green ones. I kind of concur with what they're doing. So here's a one, here's a red one, and then green, and we'll alternate. Because that's what they did to make it fit. Hey, I'm game. I'll do it. So they hung them from the bottom. Okay, here we go. I'll show you. I'll show you what they did. We're trying not to do what they do exactly because it's Cousin Eddie, but what we want to do is we want to make Christmas lights around the windows. So let's see. I think this will look a lot better if we use the red and green. And we alternate. Okay. Then we can use the bigger ones around the top. That's what we'll do. Yeah, I like that better. That's a lot better. And then we'll use the big ones along the top. As soon as we put the top on this, we'll connect those bigger ones. Let me pull a few of these out so we can decorate. Pull out the holly. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Cousin Eddie. We need a little clarkness right this very minute. Trying to find the ones that look like Christmas trees and not holly. Some of these look like holly and some of these look like Christmas. There's one. Okay, let me melt these in there. Okay, you rub one now. I'm going to miss the Olympics. But like I said, if I decide to keep my thing with, what you call it, I'll be able to watch, like next weekend right away, they're going to be, starting on Wednesday, they're going to be skiing for the World Cup. So they're going right back out. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like Christmas lights, actually, so we're just going to go with it. Brilliant idea. But we're going to go with the bigger lights on top. Try and get this white off of here. I'll show you what it looks like when I get the white off. Okay, as soon as I get these across, I'll show you guys what I've done. What have you done? Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to take the bigger lights, and those are the ones that are going to be up higher. These are the lights that are going to be around the windows. Right here. So we'll put a green one on the end. That looks decent. A little bit here, a little bit there. A little bit everywhere. There we go. There we go. Right there. Come on. Slap down. There you go. It's like my contacts. Doesn't want to sit still. Picking and grinning and there we go. Yeah, there we go. There's the Christmas lights. There you go. See that? Now we got Christmas lights along the window. What do you think? See, there they are right there. There they are along the window. You guys like that? That's good, huh? Christmas lights along the windows. Very cool. Very fun. You guys want to go all the way around the windows? Like, take them down the sides and then across the bottom? You guys want to go all the way around the windows? What do you want to do? You think we should go all the way around the windows or not? Tell me. Tell me what you think. Not exactly Cousin Eddie's trailer. It's our version of Cousin Eddie's trailer. What that does is it covers up my horrible lines too. Any suggestions? Should we go all the way? Should we do all the way around the edge of the window? Looky here. Should we do around the edges of the window all the way with the Christmas lights? What do you think? What do you think, you guys? Should we do around all the way and go all around? I just have the smaller ones. So I can put the smaller ones on there. All I have is that size. All right, let's do it. I'm game. Let me get some more colors here. There's a red. Kind of pick through here. As long as I don't sneeze, we're good. There's a green. That's not a green, that's a holly berry. That's a piece of holly. That's a tree. Who would have figured? That's holly. I can feel the length on it. That's a tree. Get another red. There's also candy canes here, which is kind of cool. Ah, there's a red. Just looking for a red. There's a red there. Well, I wish I had my fingernails back. All right, so let's get this done on the side here. We'll put that there. How about down here a little bit? Need a red one right here. These are all like light slice. Pull out the holly. Okay, all right, we'll put a green right over there. There goes the neighborhood. Well, do I want to put one in the middle there? Let me think about that. Put one further up. Yeah, put one further up. Maybe not too low. Let's put one right there. Put a green right there. Freshen it up just like you knew we would. We put a hillbilly log into the Hollywood. There goes the neighborhood. Okay. Okay, then we'll start right along that line. Then I'll run along this line down here. That's what we'll do. We're going to run along that line. We can run along the bottom there. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, I'm going to run that along the bottom. There we go. Very cool. We got a long way tonight. That was good. That's what happens when we actually sit here and focus on this stuff. Instead of me having to run like after an hour to do other stuff. Let's see if I like that. Yeah, that looks good. I like it. There goes the neighborhood. I'll show you when I get done with this one. Probably going to be the end of the night with this one. Gotta get you guys to bed. Some of you gotta go to work. I gotta get my eyeballs out. Put some icing on here. Another red one. So I hope everyone had a great weekend. Another week of fun. Some people are celebrating President's Day tomorrow. And everybody else had a 3-day weekend last weekend. Just trying to find another red Christmas tree here. Where are you? There you are. I see you right there. Okay. All right, we got a couple. All right, red Christmas tree. Looks kind of cool, actually. So, as we're not sticking completely to Cousin Eddie's thing, we're just kind of making our own version. What life would look like if we owned Cousin Eddie's trailer, right? So I'm putting this down so I can put these things on. Okay. All right, so I need a green there. Oh, I got two green holly berries. That's a holly berry. How funny, it's the first time I've been on TikTok where I haven't been asked to like battle at all. Maybe word's getting out that I won't battle. Maybe word has finally reached the powers that be that I won't battle. I refuse to battle. Hang on, guys. Let me show you this when I'm done. I have to go wrap it up too. Been out here 3 hours. Been out here with y'all 3 hours. Come on, I need Christmas tree. What am I doing here? I opened you up so I get Christmas trees. There's one. Need more, need more, need more. Making a big mess for Christmas trees. Okay. I'm just grabbing enough so I can continue with my quest here. Okay, let's do some more. All right, here we go. To take the back off that one. Okay. Okay. Everybody's so quiet tonight. Must be Sunday night, huh? Hi, Feffy. Don't forget, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific, we'll come back and do this some more. And then 6:45 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night, we will be back to doing readings. Yeah, I like it. Very cool. Okay, let me run this side here. The first time we've done late like this in a long time. We used to do this all the time when we work on this stuff late in the night, like around Christmas. Back in the old days. Come on, come on, come on. Come off of there. Still got to put the grill. I still got to work on putting the grill on the front. And the grill on the back. Okay, a little bit more here. A little bit more on there, and then we're set. Okay. So that's going to be green, obviously. Okay. That's going to be red, even though we bump up against the red. Well, it's cousin Eddy. Nobody cares. Let me go up a little bit on that. There we go. Okay. So here's what that looks like. Sides look like. Let me make sure they're on there before I lift it up. And if they fall off and a flurry of foul language comes out. So here we go. So we got lights all around the window. See, there we go. We got Christmas lights all around the windows. All around that window. See it, you guys? There's Christmas lights all around the window. See? So they are. Pretty cool, huh? And we can do the other one with rounded lights, which is cool. See, we're getting there. Have to do the other side at some point. All right, it's 10 p.m., 10:08 Pacific. So you guys want to call it a night? We can come back tomorrow, 2 o'clock, continue. What do you guys want to do? You want to call it a night? Because for some of you, it's like, what is it, 1 a.m. now? So what do you want to do? You want to call it a night? Thank you, Yuki. Let me know what you want to do. You want to call it a night, or what do you want to do? Yeah, let's call it a night. Be back at 2 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, okay, to continue this. So this is looking really good, you know. So we got Christmas lights wrapped around. See that? We got Christmas lights wrapped around the window. Wrapped around that window there, see? Yep, we're calling it a night tonight. It's been fun, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow around 2 p.m. Pacific for some more, and we'll finish off putting lights on this thing tomorrow. So we're rolling right along, okay? All right, over here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Have a good night, Debbie. Have a good night, Pamela, Tim, everybody. Bye-bye over here. Wait for it to end. Yeah, end stream. Doesn't work.